to start. Everyone on their best behavior. That goes for you, TNT. I'm specifically looking at you. So, best
Yes,
behavior.
Izzy.
Best behavior. Okay, so everyone, the um welcome to the Yandere High School Season 1 after party. Now, not everyone is with us. They might come and go as we go, but I'm hosting. I'm the one hosting. We have Jay and we have TNT behind me. So in case people don't know, Jay, introduce yourself, even though I just said your name.
Yes, I am Jay. I played Jin throughout the series. Yeah, I don't have my own perspective, but I'm just a character that shows up everywhere.
Yes. He knows all, sees all, hears all, is all. You get the point. All right, introduce yourself. Go. Come on.
Oh, even though I'm not the voice of Cyrus, I am the person that usually commonly body acts as him. Yes, you have probably seen on on Izzy's Twitter some, bonus skits, as the just inside jokes between us from time to time. But I'll tell you for sure, body acting as Cyrus is a lot of fun. That's all I can truly say.
Yes.
It's just all the moments.
Yes. Yeah. He's very crucial to the Yandere process.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Just like how your choice is important.
Yeah, definitely.
To me,
Anyways,
that is.
let me quickly look at
Aw.
chat. Basically, the reason why we are doing this is because we are going to be talking about season one, about things that happened or would have happened slash could have happened, and just answering general questions about the season. So I'm gonna quickly get the stream up on my phone, and then we'll start kind of. We're gonna try and go episode by episode, but to be honest, there's gonna just be a lot of jumping back and forth.
I have
Missy,
forgotten a
join
lot about
join
what
the
happened.
call, join the stream, get your ass in general right now. Go, come on. I see you. Also, I'm gonna try not to swear too much, but like, yeah,
You just have to.
it's just gonna
It's
happen
just force of
occasionally.
habit.
But yeah, so all right, I got my phone ready. Kenna is watching too. So shout out to those two. But anyways,
Yes.
we're gonna start with episode 1. So I can't speak for Rainbow and Music because both of them are not here. Hopefully Music will join us in a bit. I have no idea. Someone
She said there's a chance.
I don't know.
Okay,
But
who's one that
basically,
just joined?
well, look who it is. Do you want to
Oh
introduce
my
yourself
god.
to the audience?
No.
Yeah, say
This is
hello.
Kai's
No.
voice actor, everyone.
Hey.
It's the Yandere herself.
Yay.
Exactly. Look how threatening she sounds.
I know.
So threatening. It's 2 a.m. Give me a break, okay?
So
It's
menacing.
2 a.m. That's how
Yeah,
edgy
more.
she is. It's 2 a.m.
Well, you
Yes,
didn't
sir.
have to join, but now that you're here, you
You
can't
told
leave.
me.
You literally screamed at her.
No, she didn't. She only asked kindly if you wanted to join or not.
I said it was optional. I never did any such thing. Those are accusations.
Exactly. Don't just accusate, gaslight the, Izzy. Terrible, man. Terrible.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we should probably actually, start with like talking about the episodes. So we have like 25 episodes to talk about. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
Wow,
That is
makes a
more than
season
what
one
we
anime
originally
look
planned for.
minimal.
So we're just gonna start at the beginning. So I guess
Oh,
we should start at the beginning. So this is a funny story for me at least. It's different from Music and Rainbow, obviously. So the idea for Yandere, oh my god, Kenna. So as I was saying, the idea
Wait,
for
what's she saying?
You read for yourself. Just don't scream
no.
over me. But the idea for Yandere was Rainbow's idea. It was her sort of. She's the one that kind of started everything. And Jay, you were more behind the scenes than I was, so you can correct me in the beginning. So it was sort of Rainbow's idea in the beginning. Then Music got involved in the mix, and then Jay and I also got involved in the mix shortly thereafter. Yes, speaking of Rainbow, she's actually listening right now. So Rainbow, you can correct me on this beginning stuff if I get
Hey.
anything wrong. It was Yandere was originally your idea. It was your idea basically, and then you brought it to us. And I originally was on the fence of if I was going to record my own perspective for the series or not. And not because I like had anything against doing a Yandere series, just cuz at the time and even a little now less so, I just had a lot of crap going on in my life to the point where I didn't think I could manage not running, being a part of a production like this and more than just like playing a character like what Jay does. But in the end, I ultimately jumped the bullet or bit the bullet, however that saying goes.
I think it's bit the bullet.
Yeah, bit the bullet. It's probably bit the bullet.
It's
so
bit the
ultimately,
bullet.
Yeah,
Jump
you
time.
bit the bullet.
So ultimately, I bit the bullet. I agreed, and honestly, it was one of the best decisions I ever made because like I never really cared about like subscribers and view counts. So like I don't say this as like, oh haha, look at my success. I literally just mean it as fact, where it's like I was kind of stuck in a rut in terms of subscribers for a while because I just didn't have like something being posted consistently to like help the channel grow. And Yandere kind of just became like that sort of boost the channel needed. And it was something consistent and easy enough to make to where, oh, wrong button. It was something easy. See, getting distracted by chat. It was something easy and consistent enough to I could post where it sort of ultimately helped. And the first episode, I didn't know what I wanted to do story-wise. I sort of had like my character. I had Solar. That was about it. Like, I think TAT can confirm in the beginning, like, I didn't know what I was doing. I literally just
I mean,
asked.
yeah,
Yeah, a
that
little bit.
was basically that for everyone. We all just said like, here are some characters. Let's make a thing. We wrote this thing on the go, which we said that we weren't going to do at first, but
It ended up happening anyways.
then yeah, we ended up just recording the episodes, writing the story as we go along, and it's become this.
Emerald,
and
I
some
know
of the
you're in the
episodes
call, so if you want to, like, unmute yourself and say, hey, go ahead. Anyways, you're saying, Jay, sorry.
So yeah, like some of the episodes seem hectic and just well, at least for instance, majority of the time, my character was in Rainbow's perspective, and I didn't see much of everyone else's stuff, nor see their recordings and how everything was written. So I don't know how hectic everyone else's was, but I'm guessing it was also kind of hectic.
I can't
And
speak
for like
for
when
music.
just trying to make a fluent,
Yeah.
making a fluent story.
I can't speak for music because she's obviously not here, and I
Yeah.
can't speak for Rainbow because, again, like
Yeah.
the characters didn't interact much in the beginning, and you kind of did with Rainbow's perspective, so you can kind of speak for her for the most part, Jay.
Yeah, because I was like a recurring.
like-
thing.
But like in my experience, like I remember it was just kind of like instant. It was like spontaneous where our group is the definition of hectic. Yes, Rainbow, our group really is the definition of hectic. But as I was saying, like
But it's a fun kind of hectic.
like it was kind of for my POV at least. I can't speak for everyone. Like it was spontaneous in terms of like recording because what happened is that I probably in the span of like less than a week, I wrote up a outline for a first episode. Asked TNT if he wanted to be a body actor, and then I recorded my parts. Me and Rainbow then got together and recorded that sort of separate POV where it's like it was the same scene, but like you didn't hear what the other person was saying. So we went together, we recorded that. It was actually a lot easier than we thought. And ultimately the first episode, it wasn't extremely hectic to record. It was just a lot of like having to talk to people and like figure out times before the release date to like get everything ready. And like mind you, for like the first 2 episodes, Cyrus wasn't even like conceived. Like, I'll talk about Cyrus in a bit, but
Yay.
sorry, I'm losing my words. But
Yeah,
like
a lot.
for the the first like 3 episodes, I kind of had a basic idea of what I wanted to do, but the problem was that because when you're doing something that is multiple POVs, there's only like you can't have one POV that's nothing but story and then have 2 other POVs that are like not as story driven as the other one. Because what's going to end up happening is, which I think ended up happening regardless, is that people are going to stick to one POV and disregard the other 2.
Yeah, we didn't intertwine the stories as much as we could have.
Yeah.
Next season, I
Hey,
we're gonna talk-
wait,
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not spoiling
I didn't
anything.
say there was gonna be a season 2, Jay. I didn't say there was gonna be a season 2. We never said there was a season. I don't know what. He's talking crazy, guys.
Yeah, what are you
No,
what are you talking about?
We never said there's a season 2. Like, no.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, like,
Jay,
come on,
keep your mouth
Jay,
shut.
like,
Okay.
Anyways, that conversation never happened, people. You heard nothing. Jay will be
Exactly.
Jay will go visit the re-education room in a little bit. Anyways,
you mean he'll be sent back to the basement?
oh yeah, he'll be sent back to the basement. Anyways,
No.
You're not
At least-
taking
at
me
least I-
back to the basement.
At least I don't get sent to the basement. I get sent to somewhere better,
All right,
right?
that depends on how much you're up my ass this whole stream.
Um.
Anyways,
Okay. Okay. I.
So Jay, because you were sort
okay.
of since you were sort of up until Rainbow left involved with Rain's POV, for episode 1, like how did that process kind of go? Because I kind of explained like how it went for my POV. So
Honestly, on that, we had like a basis of thing, but like I said, everything was kind of hectic. We like throughout the thing, I remember like we kept on like there were multiple times when we tried to go into writing sessions before like at least once a week or so a while back. But then like when the thing was first starting off, but we barely got anything done. And whenever we did, it was only like basic outlines like this is gonna happen this episode, but we don't have much to fill it in. Like we just say this, and the sandwich is gonna have bread. Basically, that's it. Now we have to figure out what it's gonna fill the episode, or the sandwich is gonna be, or do you get my analogy?
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because
Basically,
then
you had,
like
like,
episode 1,
Basically, you had
yeah,
a
we had
skeleton, but you
episode,
didn't have like but that's really about it.
yeah, because episode 1 really was just like introduction to the characters. Like this is Rain, this is Jin, these are their personalities, and this is like their daily life so far. Then, and that was like the basis for episode 1. Then every other episode beyond that, we didn't really have a plan going on through.
Yeah, I can. Rainbow is like talking smack in the chat, by the way.
Oof, what's she saying? I'm not looking at the chat.
Hey, Jay, remember? Really? What you gonna do about that?
What? Okay, now I need to find this. I need to find the chat now.
Omega row, just it's in my stream.
Yeah, no, I'm
maybe a
pulling it up now.
special, but not. Okay, it's just
I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, the really.
There was
What you
something
just
that
said, like
happened behind the scenes with
yeah, really, what you can do about that? That was for like that one bit. Like it's for a later episode. I can explain once you get to
Yeah.
once we start getting over there. But
We're
it's an
gonna try
amazing
go in
blooper.
chronological order.
It's an amazing
So
blooper.
like
that I
these
made.
beginning parts, especially because Rainbow's not here, although she can kind of talk a little bit about her sort of thought process in the chat if she wants, and I can't speak for music obviously because she's not here. But yeah, basically that first episode was just like, I feel unless music comes and tells me otherwise, I feel like really my episode, I could be biased. I feel like just based off of like script wise, I kind of felt like I had the most like I knew what I wanted and how it was gonna happen. Again, I could be dead ass wrong because music kind of also had like she also did have a sense of direction from what I read, but like it was sort of like she wanted to if I could give music some constructive criticism on episode 1 was there were moments where it felt like it didn't flow naturally. You know what I mean, Jay? Where it's like you watch a video and like it doesn't flow as good as it could or as it should. Like maybe that's just me because it's like you jump from like it jumped from school and then all of a sudden it's like several hours later at a date and I'm like okay, this is interesting. Like it's not bad. It's just like sometimes I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. Again, like I wish music was here because then she could explain like what she was thinking when writing her episode 1. And please don't do that. Don't do it, please. I have my sounds on. It's annoying as hell, and I really don't want to turn off. I know it.
Aww.
I kind of just want to like.
I learned that the hard way, Jay.
But yeah, as I was saying, I can't speak for what music was thinking when she wrote episode 1, because again, like we're not her. We weren't there when she wrote it, so like maybe how she imagined it, it was a lot more sort of. It maybe in her head it like sort of came off as more like a smooth transition, you know, but because for my episode 1 it was just more like okay, like here's Luna, here's her brother, let's introduce the dynamic of the siblings and sort of introduce like Luna's crippling shyness, and that was sort of like my whole point. Yes, Missy, what? Make this quick. Oh, I don't fucking know who her VA is. Anyways. But yeah, episode 1, episode 1 really for everyone was just like introduction. That was really about it. There was no plot, there was no introducing the element of a yandere. It was just, here are these characters. You should care about them, essentially.
And just watch them grow over time.
Yeah, exactly. Episode 2. Oh boy, time to talk about episode 2. Shoot. Episode 2 is kind of when we introduced the aspect of the yandere, but it wasn't like.
Are you talking about like the accident?
Yeah, I'm talking about like the attack.
Oh yeah, but we didn't have a plan about where that was going at first, right? Like we just knew we needed to introduce the yandere somehow, but we needed to fit.
I'm actually gonna talk about that in a bit. But yeah, episode 2 is sort of when, at least, I can't remember music's POV. I think it might have mentioned the attack, but I don't think her POV saw it. I would have to go back, but I'm pretty sure it did at least mention that there was an attack. So, someone wants to go back and correct me. Go ahead, whether that be in the call or in the chat. Basically, with episode 2, that's when we needed to introduce the yandere. But we didn't know how. Well, correction. The other two didn't know how. I was just more in the thought process of I'll go along with what the other two think is right, because my main problem, which has plagued me for the entirety of Yandere, if you subtly notice, is that compared to music and especially Rainbow, I like to add more darker, not so PG sort of themes and elements to my storytelling. So because I knew that would be a problem with me, that's why I ultimately in the beginning just was like, screw it, I'll just like let them do what they think will work and go with it. And for attack. That's just kind of what happened. And for my POV at least, Luna discovers the attack, talks with Rain. That's when it's discovered that Solar and Rain were dating for a period of time and then eventually broke up. We're going to actually talk about that relationship in a bit, but for now, that's for later down the line. Rainbow has a very important question, but
No.
I'll let you read it.
I'm not reading it.
Basically, like, for my POV, Luna discovers the attack, talks to Rain, discovers that Rain and Solar dated for a period of time and broke up because Solar was sort of in Kenji's gang of delinquents and wouldn't leave. So ultimately, that's what was the cause of their breakup. It was sort of hinted at throughout the series in Rain's POV, but I don't think it was ever, like, outright said that was the reason. So, in case you didn't notice the implications, that's the reason why they broke up, was that Solar was in Kenji's gang of delinquents and wouldn't leave. They go their separate ways. Luna overhears police officers talking about what happened. I'm going to talk about why Luna does this in a bit, but Luna basically can't get the thought of, like, the possibility of there being more going on than what meets the eye. It sort of like kind of takes a hold of her head, as you could probably tell in that episode, and just kind of like, it doesn't leave her alone. And then ultimately she decides, she's just going to do a little snooping, little peek, little investigating, and, just kind of figure out what happened. And then I think for Rain's POV, it did show the attack, and after that sort of scene with Luna, it then kind of like goes off and she does her own thing. Naomi does her own thing as well. I haven't watched these earlier episodes in a while, so my memory's a little foggy. That's why I'm sort of skimming over what happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what happened during that episode as well, but I cannot.
But ultimately, episode 2 was the introduction to the Yandere. Not like a direct introduction, but more like a way of saying, like,
there.
something's happening. Something's wrong, and it's gonna only get worse as time goes forward. Episode 3, oh boy. Episode 3, at least for Luna's POV. I don't remember for the other two, but for Luna's POV specifically, a lot of things happen. Like, that was like almost a 30-minute video. And the only reason why I remember episode 3 so vividly is because that's when the legend himself, known as Cyrus, was introduced into the series. Now,
And his name is Cyrus.
Now, for the first 2 episodes, Cyrus wasn't even like a thought. I was sort of debating on if I wanted to give Luna a love interest, but I wasn't like completely sure of the idea. Why am I yawning so much? But I wasn't like completely like sold on the idea of oh my god, my stupid headset. I wasn't completely sold on the idea of Luna having a love interest because I thought like, oh, like, what's the point? Blah, blah, blah. I really don't want, like, maybe not, yada, yada, yada. But then episode 3 came, and I just decided, like, I want to show this arc of Luna progressively becoming less shy. So maybe introducing a love interest element would be a good motive for her to start doing so. And Cyrus looks nothing like how he was supposed to. Like, there was a completely different skin, like, ready for Cyrus that we were going to use. But at the last second, I basically changed my mind and sort of made poor music make a completely different Cyrus skin. I think Jay remembers. He was in the call when it happened.
I'm trying to... I don't
remember.
Exactly.
I don't have much recollection of it.
Well, you
Oh.
weren't there, you silly goose.
Yeah. Then again, that was, probably slightly before you needed the body actor to play Cyrus, which I humbly accepted.
No, I asked you to play Solar originally, and then it sort of switched from
Oh, right, right.
you playing mostly Cyrus, but also both, depending on
Yeah.
the episode. But anyways, as I was saying, I'm getting distracted. But basically, the way Cyrus looks here, TNT, can you come over here real quick? Just come,
Oh, sure.
just so I can kind of use you as a visual reference. But yeah, the skin that you see now, this was not originally the skin intended for Cyrus. Like, I don't even know where that skin is, because I would like show you guys if I could find it. But like, I'm pretty sure it had like colored hair, it had like yellowish eyes.
Oh, I think I wait. No, never mind. That was just one of the background characters I'm remembering. I was remember.
Yeah, but yeah, like basically, basically with Cyrus, I was very indecisive of how I wanted him to look. I remember that much. Like, I don't know if you actually remember. Like, I was pretty indecisive of how I wanted him to look at the time. But then ultimately, this skin was made, the one that you see now, and this became Cyrus.
Yes. The boy.
So yeah, Luna has her little panic attack. She goes to the bathroom, collects herself, and then does that classic bumping into the love interest at a social gathering cliche.
Oh, yes.
I didn't intend on having that first meet be a cliche, but when I watched that episode the day it came out, I'm just like, no! This is like every anime that's ever been released in the last 10 years!
Surprisingly.
I didn't think it was possible, but I did. I somehow made it. I don't know. That's what I was thinking at the time, guys. And I was just like, I wasn't beating myself up. Oh my god, I wish I could stop yawning. I wasn't beating myself up over it, but like, I was just like, dang nammit, now people are gonna say I'm making an anime. And I was essentially, like, I meant it jokingly, obviously. I wasn't like that upset. But with Cyrus, you know, the sort of like introducing love interests into Luna's story. In the beginning, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it, so like I just had Cyrus periodically appear. My god, you're fixing that, by the way. I'm not.
Yeah, I know. 1 second.
But yeah,
I'm fixing it. Don't worry.
Okay, I got it.
But yeah, like in the beginning, like I only had Cyrus periodically appear here and there, just because I didn't know what I wanted to do with their story. With their story. Missy, it's only fucking 9:30. Just get off my ass. You go to bed. It's 2 a.m. for you. As I was saying, trying to remember. As I was saying, I didn't know what I wanted to do with the relationship. So, he just kind of sporadically appeared here and there until I kind of halfway through the series finally figured out what I wanted to do with them. And then in episode 23, I think, is when they finally became boyfriend and girlfriend, ultimately. But like, how I wrote this intentionally, mind you. How I wrote it is that I basically made it so everyone and their grandma knew that the two of them liked each other, but were too embarrassed to say something. I think I made it pretty obvious, don't you think?
Which was just a part of that, anime cliche where, they both like each other, but they're so embarrassed to express
Technically,
it.
that's a cliche of every single romance thing.
Like,
you're not wrong.
Like, I intend, like, you, like, let's be honest, Jay. You could tell whenever you would, like, occasionally glance at a scene between Luna and Cyrus, you could tell I was just milking the hell out of that relationship.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like, I was just milking it, boy. Like, I'm not even ashamed to admit it. I was just melting it. I was just milking it. I was just milking it because I knew, like, if I teased the possibility, if I just so much as hinted at it and just sort of, like, gave them that idea, they would eat it up. And that's exactly what happened.
It's free real estate.
Exactly. It's free real estate. And also, I'm against the Kai and Naomi ship, and I'm going to talk about it in a bit. But for now, we're just going to kind of, for episodes 4 through 10, I'm just going to skip because I'm going to be honest, it's a lot of filler. Like,
Yeah, the majority of a lot of this series
It's
ended up being
pseudo-content.
filler since we didn't get like a solid foundation and of like about like what we wanted to go on till like halfway through the thing.
because this was my issue, and I don't blame anyone for it, but I am going to rant about it. My issue was that I wanted to do story, I wanted to move it forward, but like no one else could agree on an idea. Because here I am trying to sort of progress the story in small bits and pieces by having Luna do the investigation and trying to like sort of keep the whole like, by the way, there's a crazy maniac on the loose. I was trying to keep that alive, and then like freaking like Rainbow was doing God knows what, and music was just kind of in between deciding if she wants to start adding more of the Yandere elements, or if she wants to just kind of wait from like what I noticed. But like, and then because again, I didn't want to do like so much story in my own POV to the point where it's like people would only watch one. Alien, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I was gonna wait, but I'm just gonna say it. I don't support the Kai and Naomi ship because I firmly believe that it is an abusive relationship. That's just
I mean,
me.
yeah,
and
I'm
the-
going to
yeah,
wait.
no, it's
Can
not
I
just-
explain it? Can I explain it? And
Yeah,
I'll let
but
you guys
I'm
express
pretty sure I
your.
will agree with that bit.
Like,
Since
I do
think
not
we're gonna have
support.
the same
I
thoughts.
don't mind you. Keep in mind, I do not. I don't. I'm not against the ship because it's between two women. I don't support the ship because it's abusive. It has nothing to do with their gender. Nothing at all. I watch Steven Universe. That should give you an idea of how much I don't care.
Yeah.
But I just don't. But I think that ship is abusive, and it should never ever be canon. You should never ever use someone else's life as the means to get someone to accept a proposal to marry them. Because that's what was. If you had even so much as watched both POVs, I'm talking about Luna and Naomi's POV. Like, the implication that Kai was gonna kill Luna regardless, I thought I made it pretty crystal clear. Like, can you both agree I made it crystal clear that Luna probably would have been killed by Kai regardless?
Yeah.
Alright, and I'll let you express your opinion on it, Jay, in a sec. I'm just getting my whole rant out of the way. But not only did Kai attack a bunch of people, not only did Kai murder 2, maybe 3 people, I'll get to that in a bit, maybe 3 people, she also used a lot of emotional manipulation against Naomi. She used a lot of verbal attacks against Naomi, especially in the
That's what I was gonna say,
finale.
because yeah, even if it wasn't for like all the attacks of like the violence and crap, like all the stuff that makes her a
She's
stuff
an
that made her a
emotional
yandere and attacking
manipulator.
people. Yeah, the emotional manipulation of her trying to isolate Naomi, say like I'm the only one that really understands, and I'm the only true friend you have. That was like the whole thing.
Alan, I don't typically get annoyed like this. I want you to actually listen to what we're
Joking.
saying. I understand there are ships people will like, and I respect that, but you need to understand why this ship is not okay in our opinion. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm sorry about that. I got a little
It's
I got a
normal.
little heated there. But
Oof.
yeah,
Oh,
like,
don't worry.
like
Here, have some water.
even if this wasn't a case of like Kai attacking all those people and murdering 2, maybe 3 people, she emotionally manipulated Naomi's feelings. She made she
Mhm.
like severely emotionally manipulated to the point where she was starting to isolate herself from literally everyone. The only reason why she didn't was because Luna proved Solar's innocence, and the two of them got back together. Had Luna not proved Solar's innocence, Naomi probably would still be socially isolated from literally everyone but Kai. But, like, I get it. People have their ships. But I don't condone shipping two people if their relationship would result in toxicity and abuse, essentially. And yeah, like, as Mystical said, I'm going to read what she said. As the voice of Kai and have been emotionally manipulated in the past, you tap into this in a way it's not a fun thing to go through.
Definitely.
And then Kenna said, agreed. Emotional manipulation is not a fun thing to go through. And as a friend, and I had a friend, both of you know this friend, by the way, but I'm not going to say names. I had a friend. They were very emotionally manipulative. So I also know for a fact it's not fun. I have family that are literal sociopaths that are emotionally manipulative. Psychopaths, sociopaths, whichever one it is. So, at the end of the day, it's okay to have ships, but in my opinion, you shouldn't ship two people together if one of those characters is a literal confirmed murderer, attacker, and abuser and manipulator. Anyways, Jay, do you want to add on to what I said, and then we'll kind of continue on the main topic?
No,
Sure.
no.
Do you want to
really, I
add
can't
anything,
think of anything.
TNT? Because I know you haven't really been able to talk much, so like.
I guess to use this time to my advantage to at least say something about it, I could only promisingly tell you that if anything more, abusive relationships are a very terrible thing, in any way, shape, or form, from my experience too. And I'll be truthful with you, Sure, people, can respect the fact that, you can like whatever you like in the end of the day, but even if it comes from the higher up sources that say that it's considerably not approved, but you can respect that choice they have either way, it goes into that sense. But then again, as I would always say, just treat everyone even if you don't like them that much, respectfully regardless,
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful
And not just that,
PSA. That's a beautiful
and
PSA.
This way. Treat
like for
others the way you
example,
want to
like
be
how
treated.
Don't you
I'm not.
dare do it.
Oh right, I forgot. I can't be up here behind this after party. So yeah,
Now are we able
continue.
to? Yeah.
So,
Are we
I
able to
can't
continue
speak.
on with this?
Yeah, hold on. I'm just gonna end it with. I can't speak for Rainbow and music, but I feel like both of them would agree, especially Rainbow, that going forward, the Kai x Naomi ship is not 100% condoned. It's not outright banned, but it's also not condoned, if that makes sense. Would you agree? All right.
Right.
Hold on. This person said more, but I'm just gonna.
Yeah, we can. Can we just continue on with
Yeah,
that
my
thing?
opinion, if I change the story, if I change Solar should be Yandere and murder Naomi's closest friends. I understand Solar was Yandere. Yeah, like again, like you can have your ship, but just know that by the people who create the story, it's not 100% condoned. Maybe some people will, some people won't. It's just it's a messy slope.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
Can we just continue on to a different
I'm sorry.
topic now? We've been on
I'm
this for like
sorry.
5
I
minutes.
got into a really. You could tell I got really heated there. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Anyways,
It's all good, Izzy. Let's just
episodes 4
continue
through
and everything will
10.
be fine.
Yeah. Episodes 4 through 10, were
Our fillers, because like we all could not decide.
no.
Like, well, we couldn't come to agreement on where to go.
That's pretty much
That's
what was
really it. Since we don't, since all of us like, we all
Because
had ideas. It's just the fact that we weren't able to one thing with us, we are not the best at discussing ideas. We always get sidetracked. We get into arguments, we get into debates, we get into big things where then we end up not getting anything done. Then hopefully like in later on projects next we could actually we would actually just get better at this. Yes,
yeah.
but still, yeah. That's really what happened, and it wasn't until like halfway through the series that we ended up just figuring out where we're gonna try going. Like until we got into a call, sat down, said, "Okay, we're figuring out how this is gonna go. We're figuring out where the ending is gonna, and we're figuring out what the ending is gonna be, and we're gonna figure out how we're gonna get there."
Because what essentially happened is, I'm not talking about an episode in particular. I'm just talking about behind the scenes. And if you have any questions about like behind the scenes stuff and characters, do not be afraid to ask within reason. But with when Rainbow left, we thought it was only going to be for a few weeks. But I remember I remember I was texting her because I have Rainbow's phone number. And she made it pretty clear that she wasn't going to be back anytime soon. And I don't want to say she might have left me in charge, but
I don't think that she left anyone in charge. Like it's just going to be the same as it was before. Where just like we all just like, since this is like a group project, like no one person is in control of like how it's gonna go. Sure, you help out a lot with organizing like when we're gonna try doing stuff.
That's kind of what I meant. Like I didn't mean, I was trying to like I didn't know the wording.
You're the
like,
organizer.
Where it's like I wasn't put like, it wasn't like she outright said like, oh, you're in charge of everyone else, they have to listen to you. It was more like a Rainbow would come to, I can't speak for music, so maybe she did go to her, maybe Rainbow did go to music too, and I can't speak for Rainbow either. So sorry. But like from my point of view, from my perspective, it seemed like she was talking to me a lot. It made it clear that she wanted me to, in some small capacity, to kind of get everything organized in some way, shape, or form. Whether or not you agree with me, Jay, I'm not gonna like say it as fact. It's just like from what I noticed off of context, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But basically, it was also just a lot of just pushing in general from everyone. But essentially we were all able to get into a call and just finally figure it out once and for all, and that's when like the story finally just like, we finally had a story. And I wouldn't say it was until Taylor died when we finally sort of somewhat had a story. At least for Naomi and Luna's POV. For Rain, because she was kind of,
yeah, since there was some stuff going on inside of her life that her quality of stuff went down.
I was gonna say since it essentially happened shortly before she left, that there wasn't really much story wise in Rain's POV.
Yeah, since
I was gonna
throughout her stuff,
I was gonna even gonna mention that. I was just gonna say like,
yeah, a lot of like because of some stuff that had been going on in her life, she ended up stressing out, and yeah, I'm not going into specifics.
No, I mean like let's not even like bring it up because like that's,
but just things
business.
happened. She had to leave.
Just all they need to know is that Rainbow had to leave for personal reasons, and that's why Rain had to die. Because at first we thought it was just gonna be another week or two because it's happened before, but then I know she at least texted me. I don't know if she texted you guys too, like you and music, but she essentially made it clear to me like she's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah. Then the idea was brought up by someone. They're just like, what's the best way to have her character not show up again? Stab stab.
Yeah, stabby stabby. Stabby
Stab
stabby.
stab. I remember handling
Like we
some
had a
of those
different
things.
idea at first,
Originally,
but
she was
then
supposed to
after-
move.
yeah, originally she was supposed to move after everything ended, but then because of just the fact that things could not allow that could not allow us to be able to let that make a thing like that happen. She ended up just being written out like that, like Rain was written out like that.
Also,
And now
Omega.
we're
Notice how I said maybe killed 3 people. I never said Kai killed 3 people. But I'm also not saying Luna is alive. And I'll get to that later down the line.
but now as one of the issues
it
is
wasn't really until Taylor died when we finally somewhat had a story. And then I wouldn't make the argument that it wasn't until Rain died where we really finally had a story. So without going by episode number, I'm going to talk about the whole story, not just the individual POVs. But basically, story-wise, Taylor died. Solar got framed for the murder. Luna was also somewhat pinned by association, but she wasn't exactly being charged with the murder. She was just a suspected accomplice. Since, when she got blackmailed by Kenji, she was in contact with a lot of, the delinquents' weapons. Thus, her fingerprints were able to be detected on said weapons. One of them happening to be the murder weapon, without Luna really knowing at the time. Thus, that's why she was suspected to be an accomplice, but there was really no evidence aside from the fingerprints, which is why she wasn't being arrested. Because being detained and arrested are different, but I'm not going to get into it. They're different, but I'm not going to get into it. But ultimately, when it was discovered that Luna was blackmailed into committing the theft, Luna couldn't be criminally charged with anything since, she was being forced into committing the crime. Therefore, Luna was essentially told to not leave town. Don't skip town. Because she would have been she was heavily watched in the in-between time between Solar getting arrested and the 3 weeks that took place between that episode. Those 2 episodes. I can't remember the episode numbers, but essentially the episode between Solar getting arrested and Luna going mute, she was being heavily watched by the police and was cleared of any wrongdoing shortly after. Hence why she's not in jail. Right next to her brother, being cellmates. Then they were roommates.
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
I should probably mention that she would have probably been sent to a different jail.
No, she probably would have been sent to a juvenile hall.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, juvenile.
She would have been sent to a juvenile center. She would have been. It's funny to imagine though, a 15-year-old. It's just funny to imagine just Solar and Luna being roommates in jail though.
That'd be a very interesting concept. The astrological twins.
Which episode was your favorite? Let's see, what episode was my favorite? My favorite episode was probably either episode 16. It's tied between episode 16 and 24. Not 24, 23. It's tied between episode 16 and 23 for 2 separate reasons. Episode 16 is my favorite because acting-wise, that's where I peaked in terms of playing Luna, in my opinion. And just the music, the editing, the acting on both mine and music's end was just perfect. It was just chef's kiss and everything. Gordon Ramsay would have been
approval.
Gordon Ramsay himself would have been delicious. Finally, some good fucking storytelling. Sorry,
Yeah,
Jay. I know I said I wouldn't swear for the stream. It just keeps coming out. I'm sorry.
Hey, look, it's natural. At this point, I don't even fight it.
but like,
Maybe they can ask what our favorite
but
episodes are.
basically, Gordon Ramsay himself, we were like, delicious. Finally, some good effing storytelling. Like that's how perfect it was in my opinion.
Wait, did you say episode 6?
Episode 6.
Guardian
Oh,
Kenneth said episode 6.
Oh my god, where's episode 6, guys? Quick, we
I'm
gotta
trying to
find.
remember what that one is, but can I
No,
say
no,
what
no.
my favorite?
We're talking about Curse
episode-
episode 6. Let me explain episode 23 real quick, I promise. And then I'm gonna answer this quickly so Jay can answer the question too, and TNT if he wants to as well. Episode 23 is my favorite because it finally makes the Luna X Cyrus ship canon, and I also think it's one of the funnier episodes in the bunch. It was sort of like the last comedic, light-hearted episode before like.
That was it was episode 22.
I thought it was episode 23.
No, 23 is the truth.
Oh, but yeah, episode 22, correction, is my favorite.
You know,
Then-
funny enough, I actually like
Because
episode 22 as well.
Episode 22 is my favorite because not only do I think it's one of the funnier episodes because it introduced the best character in the entire series, Butler Man.
Yeah, Butler Man, aka
But-
not Naomi.
But
Sorry, I'm laughing because someone in the chat said something tells me one of you guys is actually an animator, and I am currently learning animation right now. That scares me. How do you know?
why,
I'm just
what,
a
what
fun-
made
I'm
you
just
come to
a
that
funny-
conclusion, Omega? While we keep answering the question, just type your response. But like episode 22 is my favorite because it's one of the funnier episodes. It's the last lighthearted episode before shit hit the fan and sort of all that drama took place, and it was the official like Luna X Cyrus ships had finally sailed sort of moment. But Jay, you go, and then TNT will go and answer the question.
I'm trying to think about like which one was my. I don't know what since I was in
You
at
can do
least
what I
one
did,
episode
just
for
say,
everyone's.
like,
I was about to say like I was in like at least one episode for anybody's POV, and I'm trying to think about like which one out of all of them had to be my favorite.
It
Like
can
I
even be
feel
an
like
episode you weren't in, to be honest.
I feel like my favorite episode was the one where Jin and Naomi had finally their little competition, like their wager.
Oh yeah.
Since
that
I remember
episode.
since I remember that we originally set that up like or setting up that episode over during the school club or like the club fair thing. Then we waited like a while, and every single time Jin and Naomi saw each other, they always just talked about it, but they never ended up but they didn't end up doing it till I forget which
There's
episode it
also
was.
another moment.
Then also, I just loved the fact that we had to build, like I had to go build an entire addition to this thing. Like I had to go build a swimming pool for this place. But then-
Actually,
Swimmingly.
I'm gonna just talk about this since we're talking about Jin. I can't remember which episode, but I had missed a week. I had missed a week, uploading wise, episode wise, because I was in New Mexico. Like funny, like the beginning of Yandere for me was a freaking mess because I was around for the first 3 episodes, but then 4 through 8, I had to record and edit back to back to back because I was going to New Mexico for a month. And I had run out of episodes while I was in New Mexico, like by 1. So I missed a week, and then I posted 2 videos in 1 week for Yandere to kind of play catch up. Okay, Bessie. Basically, it was the episode where where Luna had missed like a week of school. And everyone thought that she was one of the victims of the attack. Very, very subtle foreshadowing, if you ask me. But
Yeah.
but like Rain and Jin had like went to go talk to Luna, and it was set up that Jin was gonna teach Luna how to swim, and that was going to be an episode. I actually did have it as like one of the episodes that was gonna happen while I was away in New Mexico, but I just simply didn't have the time to write the script and record. And Jay
And
also
I didn't help
have
out as
time.
much. Yeah, I did not help out as much as I could have, since we kept on trying to arrange dates or to go talk about the thing, but we
They
ended
never
up
worked
just-
out.
yeah.
So like that episode is still gonna happen. So I'm not gonna say like how it would play out because I probably would end up using those ideas. Knowing me. So just know that in if there is a season 2 even. You know, I mean, we don't know for sure if there's a season 2. I
Depends
never
on how
said there was
season
a
1 did.
season 2.
Depends
Who
on how season
knows?
1
Wait,
might
what are
have
you
gone.
talking about? Like, I'm confused. Like, what's a season 2?
Exactly.
What were we even talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, like,
But
All
basically,
I heard was a white noise.
I know. I just like
it
blacked
must have
out
come
for a
from my
split
computer or
second, lost
something.
my memory. Anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, like there was supposed to be an episode where Luna did learn how to swim with Jin, but it just kind of never. It kind of like it was gonna happen, but then like the
But it didn't.
story started picking up by the time like we both had like the free time to like sit in a call and talk, so it just kind of like got buried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got buried under the pile of ideas that we had for each perspective.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Shovel.
now some story ideas that we had that were supposed to be on Rain's perspective. By the looks of it, now we're gonna have to somehow now organize it to go and to go with everyone and to just like do something I don't know. It's either that or we don't ever get to use it because who knows? Don't know if there's a season 2 or not.
Yeah, we don't know if there's a season 2 or not. We're sorry, guys.
It's
Anyways,
just a theory.
A game theory.
everyone shut the hell up.
Okay.
I was kidding. But as I was saying, yeah, there were a lot of ideas that like we wanted to do, but like we just couldn't because of time and lack of resources when we came up with
I mean,
the idea.
Yeah,
So
because
maybe
now
some of those ideas will come back, maybe not. It just depends on.
yeah, during some of this, like while Yandere we started, we ended up at like few of us like one. I've now gone through like 2 jobs since this series started. Since I remember I worked over at a restaurant.
Yeah,
Now I'm
I
working as a
remember.
lifeguard, but now my like originally when I worked over at a cafe, I ended up just not having as much time since then I was also still in school for a small portion of this.
Yeah.
But then after I kind of dropped out because grades, I ended up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, me and Music are seniors in high school, so not only have we been doing Yandere this whole time, we've also been doing high school full time for like the last 6 months.
How fun.
Yeah, it's harder than you guys would think.
I don't
It's harder than you would just think. Just like, okay, just jump into Minecraft with friends, make a story. It's more complicated than just that.
Oh no! Like I could go on a whole tangent about like the process, but like.
Oh yeah.
But that would just be a pain in the ass.
Maybe that should be made in a separate video.
But basically, it wasn't really until Taylor's death, and even then, it wasn't really until Rain's death where like we finally just figured out what we wanted to do, and we just did it. And I knew I wanted Cyrus and Luna to get together before the end of the season. So like, I made it clear to the other two like this was gonna happen. So then Music specifically wrote like something that would happen for her perspective to use as both to get the story moving forward for her and also just kind of like build up relations. But
oh yeah, can I say another one?
Episode 23 and 4 and 5. We're gonna talk about those individually because they're kind of important. You were saying?
Then after we talk about the individual episodes, are we able to talk about like other behind the scenes things?
Yeah,
because
totally.
Because we have bloopers, set crap, and other things like that they'll just be fun to go over.
Just to kill the left out.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about 3, 4, and 5 sort of separately because they're just kind of like very noteworthy. So episode 23 is when Rain. So episode 23 is when Rain died. Basically, you know, like, you know, she died. That's all I really have to say.
It was. I'm pretty sure
died.
It was. Yeah, go ahead.
Rain for Luna's POV at least. Rain died, and it finally sort of. And for Luna, that was sort of like her breaking point, because mind you, when Taylor died, and she was essentially being told by Naomi and to herself that it was her fault, she sort of made a promise that like she was gonna get to the bottom of this no matter what. And like, although Luna did continue the investigation, it was obvious she was still proceeding with caution because she just didn't want to make the same mistake twice. Like, whether or not it was actually as obvious as I'm saying it is, you know, I don't know. But when Rain died, that was Luna's breaking point. That's when she finally just decided that she was done tiptoeing around this person. She was done sort of feeling useless and feeling like there's nothing she can do, because essentially whenever someone would die in the series, people would cry, but nothing would ever like be done.
Yeah.
You know, like Taylor's death is what ultimately caused Luna to make the promise to Naomi to find the killer, but even then Luna, like, it wasn't an immediate response like it was with Rain. It was like it took Luna over 3 weeks to get to like that whole like, you know, if I don't do it, who will? So that's kind of why Luna said, like, I'm not gonna just sit on this couch and cry about it, because it's not gonna find who did this. It's not gonna find Rain's killer. It's not gonna find who's been causing all these problems. That's exactly what she said. Like, Luna at that point was ready to take action, and she didn't care about the consequences anymore, because this person themselves also did not care about the consequences. And episode 20, wait, I'm not done talking about 23 yet. And then 23, she broke into Rain's house, got on the computer, found out the identity of the Yandere, gets knocked out. Yandere, aka Kai, deletes all the evidence Luna had just discovered. So now only one person knew the identity of the Yandere, but you know, they were kind of not exactly able to tell anyone. And any evidence they had to support this claim had just been deleted. So then we're going to go to 24. By this point, 24 was just, I knew what I wanted to do. It was just like, how do I connect it to Naomi and Jen? Was sort of the main problem I struggled with for 24. Actually, no. For 24 and 25, the main thing I struggled with was, how do I make the episodes less than 4 minutes long? Longer than 4 minutes. And I don't know how I did it, but it worked out in the end. I think 24 was 8 minutes, and then the finale ended up being 16 minutes. I will talk about that in a minute, Rainbow, but I did see your question.
Also, one quick thing just for Rainbow.
Just type it.
Just had to fix a minor spelling mistake. I don't know, I was trying to make a joke.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But basically for 24, 25, for my main problem was how do I make these less than 4 minutes long? Because I didn't want to, because I didn't, especially for 24, because I didn't want any of that, like, intense stuff to happen until the finale. I wanted to wait until, obviously, you know, the finale to have all that intense stuff, like Luna breaking out of the closet and going to the computer and having that fight with Kai. Mind you, in any other circumstance, Luna would have lost that fight in 5 seconds flat. The only reason she even had somewhat of a chance was because of adrenaline. Like, she was running off of pure adrenaline by that point. But, you know, I had to figure out how to make the episode less than 4 minutes long. I somehow did it. I had to make a cinematic. I made, like, a cinematic. I'm trying to remember. I did, like, a cinematic, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did a cinematic of Cyrus and Solar talking, which strangely enough was only one of 2 instances where the two of them acknowledged each other's existence. And then I had Luna stuff with Kai, and I don't know if I had anything else. I think I had like one other scene that was from like, I think it was from, yeah, it was from Naomi's perspective, and it was of Solar talking to Naomi, asking about Luna. And that was essentially everything that happened in that episode. Because again, I wanted to wait until the finale to have all that action stuff. And then
The finale was interesting.
Huh?
I said the finale was interesting because I was not expecting it to have to do anything like that.
Yeah, I'll get to the like I said, like it was just a lot of like, how do I keep the plot moving without using Luna? Because for my problem with not being able to use my own character was that Luna was either tied up in a chair, you know, unable to do anything, or for the second half of the finale, sort of bleeding out in a basement. I'm gonna talk about that scene in a bit, because there was supposed to be more, but I'll talk about the finale in a bit. Now, the finale for me, the finale almost didn't happen on time. I'm gonna be honest with not even Jay and like TNT know this. The finale almost had to be delayed to Friday because of me. And
For a second, I thought it was because of me because I didn't get my lines in on time.
No, it was because of me. And it wasn't because of it wasn't because I was procrastinating and didn't do the work. What happened is that on Friday, I had run out of testing strips and lancets. For those of you who don't know, hi, I'm a type 1 diabetic.
And 2. You're perfect just wait. Oh wait, no, I can't say anything yet.
No sipping till the end of the stream.
Alright,
I promise
you're right.
I will make it worth your while.
Alright, trust me, I'll take your point for it. But yeah. It's always important about taking your time in the end of the day. There's no rush.
But yeah, like, the finale almost didn't happen because I had all the first person stuff, including like the stuff with Jay, but I had none of the cinematics, including my own voice lines. Because how I do it is that I don't do my own voice lines until I'm ready to edit cinematics. Because if I did it anywhere before then, I would forget where I put them, and then I would just have to redo them anyways. So it's just might as well do them. Might as well do them when I'm ready. I will also answer that question in a minute, Omega. But yeah, I ran out of testing strips on Friday. I got them on Saturday, but I didn't have the right glucose monitor that went with because I get my stuff through my insurance my health insurance. So I had the testing strips and lancets. I didn't have the glucose monitor that went with the testing strips, and I have like 2-3 other machines. I tried to see if they would work. Wouldn't work. It was just like they only worked for that one machine, which mind you was also prescribed to me, but I didn't know, and so therefore I didn't have it. Fast forward to Sunday. Yeah, the reason why fast forward to Sunday, I'm gonna leave out a lot of detail, but to put it quite bluntly, I called 911 for myself, and I had an ambulance at my house, and I was in a call with music, and I said, like, look, depending on how this plays out, because of my sugar, there's about a 50-50 chance I might end up in the hospital. So if I do end up in the hospital, we might need to delay the finale to Friday. Mind you, music was completely okay with this. Thankfully, I didn't go to the hospital. My sugar was fine. I got my monitor, and I basically stayed up till 1 in the morning getting everything ready. I also didn't start till 10 p.m. though, because I'm not gonna get into it, but basically, not a lot of I'm not gonna go into detail, but to put it bluntly, 2 people were not happy with me calling the ambulance, and they said a lot of not so nice things about me as a result. So I became very depressed because of that. And I wasn't really able to brush it off till about 10 p.m. at night, and didn't go to bed till and then didn't finish till 1 in the morning. So I almost had to delay the finale by several hours from my perspective because I wasn't sure if I was going to get everything done in time. But that's kind of the story of why the finale almost happened on Friday. So I'm gonna answer Rainbow's question quickly first. How difficult was it to film Rain's death scene? Not that hard actually. Me and Music did it separately. I used TNT as a body actor and just kind of recorded myself stabbing Rain, quote unquote. And then Music did cinematics. So that's just kind of how it happened. So it really wasn't that hard. How, out of curiosity, how did Kai know Luna was onto her? The reason why Kai knew Luna was onto her was because Kai was watching her. Like, finding the body. Oh, I'll get to that in a bit. That's a whole discussion on its own. But yeah, like Luna, like Kai was watching Luna, keeping tabs on her. So Kai knew pretty much early on that Luna was going to be a threat to her plan. Hence why, Luna got the detention. Kai was the one that reported Luna sneaking to the guidance counselor's office. Kai was the one that almost got Solar charged with Taylor's murder, along with Luna to some capacity. Kai was the one sending all the letters, so like Kai had pretty close tabs on Luna. Like whether it was obvious or not. And oh boy! Jay, my guy, are you ready to talk about Rain's death scene?
Yeah, I was shaking.
Are you ready to talk about
it was
that
like
scene?
Yeah, can I just go ahead and go on about it? Because I ended up, we ended up having to take 3 takes for that. I want to say, personally, for me, I felt like my worst take was the 3rd one, but for the first 2, something like one on Jesse's phone started going off during the first take. Then during the second take, I forget exactly what happened, but then we had to restart it. But each time, I had to go into the mindset of like I'm just looking at a friend that just died, and my heart was racing. My arms felt numb, and I ended up like I put myself into the shoes of Jin at that moment, and then it did not feel good for my heart. I ended up.
I'm actually gonna play. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear, but
But you gonna play?
I don't think I might not have it anymore because I had to delete a lot of stuff off my. Oh no, I still have it. No, I don't have the unedited version. Where is it? I might have it somewhere. No, wait. I think I know where it is. I think I still have it in my Google Drive. Let me double check. Do I? Do I not? Let's make sure. Come on. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. But it doesn't look like I do. Anymore, at least. But basically, I was gonna play it because you can't entirely hear it in the final version. But by the end of the 3rd take, I was genuinely crying.
Oh.
No, you were there, Jay, and Music.
Yeah, I
Both
know.
of y'all were there. You remember? Like I was just like,
Sadly, I wasn't.
I was like, I'm crying. Oh my god.
It's called method acting.
Like, like my voice was just like cracking and just like like my voice was just like cracking the whole time whenever I spoke because I was like trying not to cry, but like
Man,
I was crying. So I'm just
the
like
thought of it.
I'm crying. Oh my god. But yeah, like that scene emotionally was really hard because
Man,
the
thought about
first time
just
I
standing.
thought I was ready. Second time second time I wasn't happy with it because I was still pissed about like the first take being ruined. Third take my third take my emotions were just done with me. They were just done with me and my bullshit. But yeah, like that emotionally that scene was hard to record. Especially for me.
So I guess is that all the episodes? Like everything that we would have to discuss then?
Really
Ne-
everything noteworthy we need to discuss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Luna.
I was gonna.
Yes.
So
I was gonna.
let's talk about Luna. Not like
This is where it gets in.
Luna's story arc, just like what happened with her.
This will be interesting.
I am not going to, I will say, even like we've been joking about it, but okay, yeah, to confirm, yes, there will be a season 2 of Yandere.
Why could you not let me just talk about it? It was so because I ended
What
up
the
wanting
heck
to
is-
talk
Because I
about
wanted
it,
to-
just
because
that stuff, but then
because I
you popped
wanted-
that out of nowhere.
Because I wanted to like have this like big announcement, but then you had to go off and open your big fat mouth.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought
Normally
that
I'm the one with
the big
episode
mouth
like,
here.
to be continued. I did not hear. I didn't hear you say like I wasn't supposed to mention season 2 until just now.
Yeah, I was supposed to mention it before we started, but just like I went to the bathroom and then I just started the stream because it was time and I just forgot to mention it. But yeah, I wasn't supposed to talk about we weren't supposed to there was supposed to just be like an announcement, which I guess now is technically the announcement. But yeah, there is gonna be a Yandere season 2. So I'm gonna talk about Luna because some of y'all are probably wondering, is Luna dead or alive?
Sorry, no, I just read the chat. Someone just called. He just called me the Tom Holland of Yandere.
No, I would just smack you upside the head if I could. Walk over to your office and just upside the head. But y'all are probably wondering, is Luna dead or alive?
It's just plot armor.
Shut the fuck up, TNT.
It's a joke. Okay.
As I was saying before, people start acting like fucking Tom Holland all over the place now, all randomly.
I'm not Tom Holland.
Y'all, Holland. Some of y'all are probably wondering, but all of y'all are probably wondering if Luna's dead or alive. I know the answer. I know if she's dead or alive, but I'm not gonna tell you. I know if she's dead or alive. I'm just not gonna tell you guys. You're gonna have to wait till season 2 to find out if she's dead or alive. And I'm not gonna say an exact release date, but spring of 2022 is probably around when it might be released. Like we have we've been talking about like when we want to start like writing and producing episodes, but in terms of like when season 2 is coming out, it's probably not going to come out till all of season 2 is done, recording and editing wise, just
because we don't want the fiasco of like
I'm
writing
working on
doing it,
another
and-
project while also working on Yandere. Well, I have been. I'm going to be focusing on that project during the break between season 1 and season 2 of Yandere. Jay knows which project I'm talking about, by the way.
Yes, I do.
They both do. Both of them do.
I'm not gonna be Tom Holland in this case.
Yeah, but basically, basically, because I'm gonna be working on that project along with Yandere season 2 at around the same time period, ultimately, what we decided is that we're gonna completely write out like the key events for the series, the beginning, middle, and end. We're gonna figure out the plot and how it's gonna happen. We're gonna record all the episodes, edit them, and then release them week by week, like what was happening with this season, season 1. But apart from that, it might be spring of 2022, but things can happen, especially with me and my unstable health, so that can always change. But there will be but to answer the question of season 2, yes, there will be a season 2. I was joking when I said we don't know if there is or not. But whether or not Luna is dead or alive, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna answer that question. So, actually, since now we're gonna be talking about behind the scenes stuff, you kind of saw a little bit of it back there. I don't know what this is. I think music might have done it for her POV. This is Taylor's grave. This is what I'm talking about. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I know this campsite.
Oh. But yeah, this is Taylor's grave. Taylor's apartment is over there. This is where where, in my opinion, the best scene of season 1 took place. In my opinion. Here's the gym. There's the soccer field that's never gonna be used. So all those signs for the club fair, this is where music put them. Basically. In case we ever needed them again for whatever reason.
Yeah, always better to have it.
That's cool.
And
there's also like another area over in the back with other bit arts and also the NPCs that we used.
yeah, that's the police station. Obviously, here's the restaurant. I'm gonna expose this restaurant. That just leads into an alleyway. It's a very tiny restaurant.
Not just a restaurant.
There's another restaurant. There's a sushi restaurant, but I'm exposing this restaurant. This is the one I wanted to expose. There's actually no kitchen, and this is why. It's just leads into another store.
What?
Plot twist. This store is the sushi store at the same time.
And then Taylor's apartment. Music had an NPC here, and it just never got. Don't just leave it. But
Let's just say she's in limbo right now.
Oof.
Her soul's in limbo right now in her house.
And
That's why
also,
she thinks it's a normal day, and she's like just standing there like
here's
nothing's
Kai's
happened.
house. We might as well show Kai's house since we're never gonna be here again.
Yeah, since we didn't end up showing like the entire house during your POV, right? We're like, here is the room that we put. Well, I would want to say we, because I think that didn't music make all this?
Yeah, music made this house.
Yeah, she made this entire place, even though that I'm pretty sure we didn't walk
we never
up here.
showed up here.
Yeah.
Here's the basement.
The fun dungeon.
I thought there was a dead body up here. I thought Luna's cold dead corpse was still down here.
Ah.
Oh well.
Yeah,
here's the basement. Here's the chair. Here's the chair. I made a lot of memories in this chair.
Trying to
Oh
figure.
shit! No, nope. I don't consent. I don't consent.
Hey,
Don't what?
Don't lock me in the basement.
What are you talking about, Izzy?
Nothing.
Okay, so then yeah,
Alright.
house over here.
Yeah, we're gonna just kind of tour every house a little bit in detail. This is the living room. Here's the little kitchen. I'm exposing her trash can. She had like a bunch of knives in here at some point. I don't know
When we first were about to record in this, I just started looking, like, I was either me or Izzy that just started looking around. We noticed weapons everywhere. We were just like, wait, what if we accidentally click on this thing or decide to look in it for some reason?
Here's the bathroom. Hey, get out of here! I'm using the bathroom.
Yeah, you may want to patience. Remember,
You stay
you
out.
always not remember patience.
Okay, now you
Just
can come
don't
in.
want.
Here's
Now
Naomi's
you're
room.
the
Lots of
jumping on the
pictures.
bed.
Punching bag. Computer. Nothing really exciting. There's no
Other
secret.
than the Nightmare
there's-
Before Christmas poster, which I like.
There's no secret basement or anything fun up here.
Or is there?
Let's do Luna's house since it's the closest next. And then we'll do Rain's and then do Jin's. So this is Luna's house. People have seen in my POV, they've seen this area 10,000 times.
Hey, remember that one time where
Jin and Naomi have only been here once, and that's when they kind of broke in. Just go look at her. I'd go look at her
Yeah.
her detective board.
Oh yeah,
And remember, like when we came over here to
Bathroom.
try doing that scene for Naomi, we had to add in like a few
Get out,
more
I'm using
pieces
the
of
bathroom.
paper. We had to add like a little few more pieces
Okay.
of paper since it was still the same as when you last used it. And we thought like in order to actually make it believable, they started coming to conclusions. Then we needed to add a little bit more stuff.
Yeah, I'll show it in a sec. But, yeah, shower, bathroom. This is Solar's bedroom. You only see it, like, maybe once or twice in the series.
Very
how
dark.
edgy.
He had a guitar there, but, I had to get rid of it for a cinematic scene, but I never put it back. So I'm gonna just do that now. I think it was this one. It doesn't matter.
You know, being in Luna / Solar's house reminds me of something.
But yeah,
Reminds me of that one scene.
basketball.
Hey, Izzy, remember that one scene where Solar came back and he was ringing the doorbell, and then I thought of the idea of adding more doorbells on top, but I had to make sure that once the door was opened, I was looking at the door to make it look like he was, doing this.
To make it sound like he was spamming the doorbell.
Yeah, I actually thought that was a really funny idea to like just implement that as just, body actor.
And now
spoof.
now over in Luna's room, we got the three monitor gaming setup.
Yep,
POV, this is Izzy's gaming set.
in my dreams. We got the Nintendo Switch. We got the Back to the Future poster. We got her books. We
We got the Return of the Jedi.
Return to the Jedi, Star Wars.
original.
Yep, we got this.
Oh,
Got
what's
all the
that?
Classic movies up. I accidentally opened up the Minecraft launcher.
No, you're fine. All right.
I hit
Ryan's
the
house is
jackpot.
next. Excuse me.
Don't worry
Wait,
about
did
it.
we leave the body in there?
What body? Oh, probably.
Maybe
Oh yeah,
not.
we left the body in there.
Yeah, of course we did.
Okay.
First time
no,
for a
no,
tour
no,
around.
no, 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 wait, don't go upstairs yet. No one go upstairs.
All right.
So this is the
Yep.
Rainbow's decorating skills. We love her, but it was never her strong suit.
I mean, hey, but no, this is
Low
this is
quality.
decent.
Yeah,
I'm
she's a
hiding.
lot
I mean,
of,
it looks like a regular she's like supposed to be like Rain is living. I'm pretty sure Rain is supposed to be living by herself at the
No,
moment.
she
like
lives with her parents.
Hmm.
Like, there's just a lot of like dead space. That's sort of my personal vendetta against it.
Should probably mention this, but I
But-
actually helped Music and you with 2 rainbow POVs.
Yes, but this is the kitchen. It's exactly how she left it. Exactly how Rainbow left it.
I don't know what about you, but something's cooking.
I'm trying to think
This
about
is
what
the bathroom
what you
this is the bathroom
where they
we're
made
doing-
up.
where Naomi and Luna were forced to make up.
I was getting.
This is a random room that was never seen, but was some
Yeah,
for
that leads
whatever
to the
reason
balcony.
decorated.
What? Well, it's well, I'm pretty sure Rain has been in here before, like on one of her POVs when we just were trying to do like
This
an
is-
improv
This
scene.
is Rain's bedroom where there's a dead
Yeah.
body just chilling
Yeah,
in the
she's
corner.
she's
Yo,
sleeping.
guys, can we
She's
get
just
an
very
F in the
tired.
chat?
Guys,
Yo,
guys,
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 can we get
No,
an F?
shush. Guys, she's taking a nap. That's not blood. That's just raspberry jam.
Strawberry jam.
She dropped her.
Yeah, just get out before we wake her up. Get out
No,
before
get
we wake
out,
her up.
get
Get
out.
before you wake her
Go,
up.
go.
Okay, I'm getting out. I'm getting
Let her
out. Yeah,
sleep.
she's just sleeping.
Yeah,
She's sleeping.
she just she fell asleep while opening a jar of raspberry jam. That's what happened.
Yeah, must
I
have
mean,
hit
have
her
you not seen
too
the video
hard
of that
by
dog that's
accident.
done it? Where the dog, have you not seen that? Well, not the video, it's the picture of like a dog that ate a whole bunch of raspberry jam and had a sugar crash. Its owner thought that something bad happened, like something attacked it.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
This is Jin's house.
Yep,
Last
this
but
is
not
Jin's
least.
house. Very plain as well. Got a
We got
picture over
carpet,
there.
we got kitchen.
Yeah.
What's this door?
Do I still don't have anything. Of course.
Harry Potter.
Okay, I'm guessing that must either be Naomi or that must have been
That was-
music that put that there.
That was most likely music. She's
Yeah,
the nerd of the
because
group. This
then
is
over here, this is the bathroom, decently sized. Over
Are
here
Luna and
is,
Jane gonna be forced to make up in this bathroom in season 2?
and then this is Jin's
Consi-
room.
but-
Very
No,
small.
I'm gonna tease an idea that me and Music alluded to talking to you about, but like something's gonna
Oh, wait, don't say the idea
I'm
yet.
not gonna allude to it. I'm just gonna like hint. Like some drama's gonna happen between Jin and Luna in season 2. Is this the bathroom where they're gonna make up afterwards?
What?
Eh.
I thought what we had was
Is that the bathroom where they're gonna make up and talk out their feelings? This is Jin's room, by the way.
Yeah, this is Jin's room, very small, and the fridge, because we originally intended to where like every scene that you'd see him, like he would be eating something new. We started that off at first, but then we ended up fading off of that as the series went on.
Yeah, and then this is
And over here is the character that's not been his technically roommate. Now where it's like a story.
It's like Harry Potter room too.
Yeah. Well, technically no. It's just because it's at the roof. Like this whole if this whole floor wasn't here, I think I had to build it myself.
probably. But yeah, those are
Then,
all
like-
the character houses,
yeah.
and also there's
Yeah,
one
not
more
and
thing
now
I
hasn't
want to
been
show
introduced
them.
on.
There's
Oh.
I'm
one-
pretty sure now hasn't been introduced on your channel on your story yet.
No, that's
so
gonna be season 2. There's one
Yeah.
more thing I need to show you guys. So music likes to keep things
Wait,
for
what?
future, just in case.
It's cool. Or...
Yeah.
so we
Alright.
got all the NPCs we use.
Ignore that. That doesn't.
It's not.
exist.
They're in summer school. Just like, don't bother them.
So you know
We
that
also got all these pictures.
don't. So you know that scene with like the fight between Kai and Luna. Yeah. That's where all the. That's most of this is all from that.
Nice.
Is that
And
so?
also one final detail that might be just fundamental, or two details. Like here, follow me. Two things that the audience has never
Oh
seen
wait,
and
wait,
is probably
no!
never
I
gonna
gotta
see
show
the
them the
thing.
ground. I
Here.
gotta show them the ground. Hold on, everyone, shut the hell up. You guys. So a running gag. Don't even say anything, Jay, because you already know what I'm gonna talk about. So a running gag between Rainbow and Music was that they would always dig holes in the bottom of the map and use them as quote unquote thinking holes. Here, especially at the school. Oh my god, especially at the school. Yeah. They had a lot of thinking holes. Oh yeah, I trapped Rainbow in one of these holes, and in a bunch of signs I wrote, "I'm not crazy, I'm not crazy, I'm not crazy, I'm not
That's
crazy."
funny, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
Then here, the next thing that the audience is probably never gonna see are the tree houses.
I never got around to doing mine. This is music.
Well, at one point I had the idea to, like, I didn't actually do it, but I said that it might be fun if I just made a house inside of the tree that whenever someone had a scene out in the courtyard that
Yes, you
I
could
or
say it's a
anyone else wasn't a part of,
treehouse.
you would just see them, like, you could spot them out of the corner of your eye looking through one of the glass
Yeah,
panes
this is
into the
music.
tree. And now we've done it to where just like everyone would have one of their own. Mine has literally nothing inside of it.
Yeah,
like, it
mine
just
has
has
nothing in it,
different
too.
shelves.
I don't
Mine
think
just,
I'm having
mi-
a good
mine
time
just
with
has a sign that says Izzy's tree. Where's Rainbow's? This is
I'm not-
yours. So Rainbow's
where are
is
you guys?
probably... We're in Spectator. Don't worry.
I found it. It's filled with cakes.
And toilets.
Hey.
Yep, this is Rainbow's.
Yep.
Definitely.
One second.
Shoot, can't find you guys.
Nope. I'm leaving.
Crap.
Here's
Memory
a
of rain.
random like scene area of the school that like no one ever used, but it was
Yeah, we ended
here.
up building. Yeah, well, basic music did most of it. A
No,
lot
no,
of the
no.
room.
Music has a building compulsion syndrome obsession.
Yeah,
like-
she made a lot. Like she filled in a lot of these rooms, but we have not used basically any of them.
We only use like maybe 0.2%. Oh, here's the guidance office.
Yeah, the place where
good
Rain's
times.
first attempt on was Rain Black, where Erikai first attempted to murder Rain.
No, it was student council. Here's the
Oh wait, yeah,
headmaster's
student council. Wait,
office.
yeah, it was student council. Well,
Here's
no, the
the
guidance
safe-
office where she went afterwards.
Here's the safe where Luna stole all the weapons from and then had a mental breakdown about the safe being unlocked. I was like, the safe is unlocked. The
There's a
safe
secret.
is
It
unlocked.
is unlocked.
Can I?
You know, there's actually a secret message inside these walls.
What?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We're not, but it's not really. It's not related.
I don't know what he's talking
to
about.
the series. This is a random computer area that we never used.
I found it.
Gaming room club I'm trying to find, but it might be a floor down. But the gaming room club is gonna get upgraded because I built it and I didn't know, and there's not really a lot of stuff for game related stuff.
Hey,
Speak to the
hey, it's
devil.
music. She joined in.
Hello? Hello?
Oh my god,
Hello.
about damn time. You know how much we had to talk about without you here, you son of a bitch? Now get in Naomi's school uniform
Oh, I guess
and
I'm getting
do
in.
some goddamn streaming, not streaming, do some goddamn talking about Naomi's POV.
Oh,
You-
yay, I get to talk about Naomi's. Let me turn off my shaders really quickly.
Naomi.
I've done my best to help try to talk for the bits that I was in and bits that I kind of helped out on, but I've not been able to do much. So now it's up to you.
Yeah, I haven't really,
Okay, okay. I know Naomi.
Okay, so we're gonna do the same that we did for my POV, but quicker. So talk about episodes one and 2. Like, what was your thought process when making those 2 episodes? We're gonna skip 3 through 10 since nothing really happened. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what episode
Okay.
number you're gonna discuss since a lot of it is filler. So like, in terms of like, I guess before we even started recording, what was your thought process at the time?
So my thought process as I get my scripts up real quick, so I remember episodes 1 and 2, because it's been a hot sec.
Oh yeah.
But
It's been a hot sec.
so my thought process at the start, because we did like randomization for who would get the Yandere and stuff like that.
Originally.
And so
Can I say who originally was supposed to get the Yandere?
Yeah. No, should we say it?
Actually,
Sure.
no, let's not. Let's wait till the end.
Technically, I don't think that it matters because the person that doesn't have it. So
Okay, I guess we can say it. Originally, it was
Yeah.
supposed to
yeah,
be...
originally it was supposed to be me. Originally, Jin was supposed to have the Yandere, but
Yeah.
I did not. But that would mean that I would have to write out most of the story myself. I would have to come up with things, and I'd not really have the time for that. So I decided just to give it all. Yeah, I decided just to give it all, give it away to where then someone else had.
I mean,
to
I
do
guess
it.
technically I could say it. Someone is watching Luna, and 2 people were watching Luna over the course of season 1. One of them was Kai, but there was also
The
a
other-
second person.
who knows who the other is?
Who knows?
Hmm.
Who knows? We actually don't know.
Yeah, none of us know. We'll have to figure
None
that
of us
out.
know.
No, like,
That's the beauty of story writing.
No, legit. Like, I wrote nothing about this guy because it just kind of happened on me unexpectedly. So I was like, okay, foreshadowing. Haha, yeah. Let's just BS our way through the power of foreshadowing until we come up with an idea, and then like the stuff with Naomi picked up. So
Okay,
it just
now over to talk about
got
Naomi's
married.
episodes.
Okay. So
Go, Kenneth, it's sus.
for my sus,
Okay.
so for my original idea with Naomi and Taylor, because I knew my first, like, my 2 characters was Taylor and Naomi. Hi.
You can switch
TP'd
your
me together.
thing to music, girl. By the way, as you're talking.
Is that not my
No, it's
title?
Naomi.
It's
Oh.
Naomi.
Oh, you're saying your thought process. You type it.
So I was saying at the start I got the Yandere, and so my how I wanted the series to go was that Taylor and Naomi would end up together. And then I wrote myself into a corner, and Taylor was the only truly close person to Naomi that I could kill off. And then I wrote myself into a corner.
Yeah.
Let me just change this. So I had it all planned out because, like, oh my god, it was just like, it was gonna be cool. I was gonna like have that, and then like, so for episode 1, I wanted to like foreshadow like people getting hurt. So I'm like, okay, Naomi's gonna be like dating all these people, but she's not like good dating them. She's just like first date impression, and like if it goes bad, it goes bad, and usually a lot of them did go bad. And so Yamoto was shown as one of them, and it's just like, and then Taylor was just like, you don't give them any time, and I'm like, okay, maybe I haven't met the right person, and then it was just gonna be like they started to love each other, and then I wrote myself into that bloody corner. And then episode 2, what was episode 2? Taylor, okay. Teachers. Oh, it was the acting episode. There wasn't really a lot of plot there. It was just me and Rain being funny
for episode
together.
2, the only real like quote unquote plot that really happened was for Luna and Rain's POV, especially Luna, because like she basically started obsessing over it. And by the way, with I'm gonna talk about this in a sec because I want to give music some time to talk about Naomi. There is some things about Luna I do want to discuss, but again, I'm gonna give music the microphone for a bit because she just got here. So basically,
I did.
So basically 1, 2, and 3. So basically 1, 2, and 3 were just like introducing the story. 4 through 10 we're gonna ignore because it was basically filler because we didn't know what we wanted to do with the story and there was just like no communication whatsoever. It was just like a lot of like we were brainstorming ideas, but like nothing was ever like becoming concise and solid.
Yeah.
And then Taylor died.
Taylor dying was really the whole set in motion thing. I was so sad to kill her off. I was just like, guys, my planet.
Yeah, Taylor died and Solar got framed. That's basically what finally like got the plot going, basically.
Yeah.
Because mind you, Solar and Naomi were together by that point.
Yeah. And then so Kai's character, actually, one of our body actors, Socks, I based Kai's kind of look off of a character that Socks made. And I was just like, and that character's name is also Kai. I'm just like, okay, we're gonna go with this. And then I, of course, made a personality of kind of Yandere, tendencies and stuff like that. Is this episode 10? It is 10. And so I had, what was I doing? Okay, so also, Kai, Taylor.
I'm gonna quickly say this. Basically because music had to miss a week because of school in terms of uploading Yandere, she's an episode behind me. So when she's talking about episode 10, she's talking about her episode 10, not my episode 10. So the numbers are a little
they're a little off.
They're a little off. We discussed the new plan for season 2 going forward. So just I wanted to make that clear. So anyways, continue.
Yeah, schoolwork was just getting in the way. I couldn't focus on this and do my schoolwork, and I really needed to pass, like, desperately. But back to Yandere. So what were we? Episode 10. Episode 11. 10. 2. 1. Dang it. Where's 10? That's 9. Come on. Okay, episode 10 is, when... Okay, so Naomi got kind of mad at Taylor.
Yeah.
No, not Taylor got mad at Naomi for just kind of popping. And then I think it was like episode 11, 12-ish.
It was 11 or 12 when Taylor died.
11 or 12. I don't
It was fun recording those cinematics.
Oh yeah, the running cinematics. So when the scene where Taylor is being chased by the Yandere, Jin, I believe you were playing Taylor and Rain was playing.
Call me Jin again?
Dang it, Jay! This is gonna be a problem. Your name, it's too similar. I've been having this problem every single day of the week.
Sweet.
I know, but that was a lot of fun. It was kind of like my first kind of cinematic scene that I ever did, and I liked how it turned out. I think it turned out pretty all right.
I feel like I could have done better for you as the Yandere, as the killer in that scene, but.
It was good. I liked it. And then So after that, after Taylor got killed, it was like maybe a day or two after Naomi found the body, and I was just like, okay, Naomi's gonna be like, she's gonna be heartbroken, and she's gonna be trying to keep it all in, because that's kind of how she does with her backstory, which
Should we
I'm
talk about?
want to address more.
Should we talk about the scene where she snaps at Luna?
Yes. Oh my god, that scene. Okay.
That scene, I didn't talk about it when I was talking about my POV because it was mostly for your POV. So I was just like,
Yeah.
that's something music should primarily talk about, because basically what
That
happened.
scene.
Because
Yeah.
basically with that scene, what happened is that like Luna could sense something was wrong but didn't know what. So then she decided like, oh, I'm gonna go check on my friend because I care about her and whatnot.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that
Naomi was trying to be like overly happy, trying to like push everything down so far that she was just kind of radiating this joyous thing, but it wasn't radiating joy, it's more radiating this kind of like fear joy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But what
yeah.
happened is that, like, the more Luna pushed, which, mind you, it wasn't out of malicious intent, it was just out of, like, she cares about her. She wants to just know why her friend seems off. But, like, the
Yeah.
more Luna tried to push, Naomi finally snapped and told Luna what happened. But, mind you, by this point, Naomi was aware of Luna's investigating, but, in that moment,
She didn't
Naomi
she didn't
finally
really.
understood just how just to like what extent it truly was, and
Yeah.
that's kind of why Naomi blamed Luna for Taylor's death.
I want to tell everyone that scene was in no way scripted. We had no ideas. We were just gonna go with the flow. And that day, I remember being so stressed out about literally everything. I think it was near the week when I said, "Hey, I need a break."
Yeah,
Like I took a week
remember.
off. Yeah, and so I like when the scene was going on, I said things that I thought I'd never say. Like they came to mind, and I just yelled them. I kept yelling. I was just like, oh my god! I used all my stress because like I was having a kind of a bad day, and so I just kind of used that, and it turned out real good. And I hope I can act without feeling like that again.
I think I remember. I think I remember as soon as I finished recording, I'm just like, "Are you good, homie? That sounded a little too real."
It was real. I was letting out
think
all
that's-
my
Isn't
frustrations.
that what I said afterwards? Like, "Are you good, bro? That sounded a little too real. That sounded a little."
Yeah,
that sounded like it
after
came
that,
that sounded like it came from somewhere, man. You good there?
I was just so freaking stressed about everything, about schoolwork, about my personal life, about Yandere, and I used that scene to just let out everything I guess I was keeping in, and it turned out into a great scene. It's one of the best scenes I've ever done,
Yeah.
and I'm really proud of it. It's just
Like though, like back to back episodes 15 and 16, acting wise, for the two of us, that was like some of the best work we've done for Yandere, or even as a whole, I could say, because like,
yeah, for me definitely as a whole.
because like by that point, Naomi's just anger and grief. Because mind you, like Naomi's like everything Naomi said to Luna, it wasn't like how she genuinely felt about Luna. It was just anger and grief consuming her, and Luna just unfortunately got caught in the crossfire.
Yeah,
Like if Luna wasn't the one that pushed, it would have been someone else.
Yeah, like say if Jin did it, I probably would have been like freaking yelling at him, just like shut up, I would have sounded better, but like
yeah, like
it was crazy. And then I asked
because there were some things about Luna that I've been sort of suggesting, but I haven't outright. But I've been like not outright saying what it is. Mostly, I don't know. I'll explain it a bit, but when Naomi said to Luna like you started investigating, that's when all this stuff happened. Like you just couldn't help yourself. Like it wasn't just Naomi saying that to hurt Luna. Like genuinely, I could make the argument that Luna genuinely could not help herself. Like she had this compulsion, I could say, to find the truth.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I remember. Oh, no, continue.
alright. I'm just gonna outright say it because I feel like at this point, like, I've made it crystal clear that Luna's, neurodivergent. Is that the correct term? Is that what people are saying these days?
I wouldn't know.
Can someone quickly look that up and make sure I'm, like, saying the correct terminology? I don't want to be offensive in any way. But until I get corrected, I've made it crystal clear that Luna is neurodivergent. Specifically, Luna is on the spectrum. She is on the autism spectrum. I based that off myself. She also has ADHD, and I guess you could make the argument that she has OCD, but I feel like you could also make the argument that it's more so just the ADHD and the ASD just kind of colliding, causing that upset, causing those compulsion tendencies. So, like, it can go either. So, like, either argument could work, but, like, those two specifically, like, canonically Luna has it. I'm not gonna say she doesn't.
Yeah. And then I know after that one scene where we were yelling at each other, we stopped, like, we said cut. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Izzy.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I'm just like, are you good there, man? Like, that sounded a little real. That sounded real.
I was just like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for that to. Like, I'm so sorry. Oh, I was just like feeling so bad. Like, oh my god. But after that scene, I felt better. I'm gonna be honest. I did. I felt a little bit more like there was a little less weight on my shoulders, which was nice.
Yeah, because I was just like, you good there, homie? Like, you good there, bro? Because, like,
I just needed to yell it out.
You sounded
I just
a
needed
little
to yell.
tense.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's one of my best scenes I've ever done, and it might stay that. Oh my god.
But yeah,
Okay.
like, part of Luna's problem with why she was so persistent on finding the Yandere, it started out more as a challenge for Luna. You know, she didn't really think it would get as serious and as intense as it did. It was just more of a, you know, why do I seem to be the only person that's noticing these things? Maybe it wouldn't hurt to look deeper into it. But the deeper Luna dug, the worse things got.
Yeah,
Some of it
like a rabbit hole.
Some of it was definitely caused by Luna.
Yeah.
Others was just people trying to find someone to blame. They were trying to find someone to blame. You have someone they know has been, like, actively looking around places where they shouldn't. So a lot of that blame did end up on Luna.
Yeah.
Whether she deserved it or not.
Yeah. I'd like to answer a question from the chat that was for me.
What?
Miss for the question, was there a voice actor before you, Misty? There wasn't. When I was looking for a voice actor for Kai, I was just like, okay, who do I know? And I was thinking about doing a casting call, but then I'm just like, maybe I should ask someone I know. I was like remembering your voice, like, your voice. It's the perfect one. It's the perfect one. So then I asked you, like, hey, would you be willing to voice act? You said yes, and bam, you got the role.
Yeah.
Congrats. Also,
But yeah, as I was saying about Luna before music answered the question, but, like, a lot of, like, that whole, like, Luna being responsible, like, it really wasn't. In some ways it was, in other ways it was just, like, circumstantial, where things were happening that couldn't be explained, and it was just being pinned on Luna. Being like, oh, like, this only happened because you were doing this and so. And, like, Luna ignored it at first, obviously. But, like, by episode 16, she just kind of finally broke. Like, she couldn't take it anymore. And I don't mean it, I don't mean it in, like, any, like, super serious way. I just literally mean it as, like, how Luna responded. She just stopped talking, she shut down emotionally, she just became a husk, essentially, especially when someone she considered really close just hammered at her the way Naomi did.
God, I was so mean.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I was so mean. Oh my god. Okay, should I continue talking about
Hold on.
my other episodes, or?
I'm almost done, I promise.
Okay, cool,
But
cool,
yeah,
cool,
like,
cool, cool.
But ultimately, in the end, like episode 16, I used that scene with Naomi to sort of because at that point Luna was just seen as like, oh, she's just being an annoying kid that's doing this and thinking of it as a game. Like, even I could tell from like an outsider's perspective that's exactly what they would think. It'd be like, they'll think Luna's in the wrong. So I used that scene between Naomi and Luna to explain why she's been doing everything why she's done everything she did up until that point. Which is sort of why I had to kind of reveal Luna's neurodivergency the way I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because for Luna, what started out as just something she thought would be nothing turned into an unhealthy, borderline, unstoppable obsession. Like, it was to the point where Luna couldn't stop even if she wanted to. And the only reason she did was because she just broke. All that blaming and all just, I guess, other people getting punished just broke her.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the next episode you want to talk about?
Okay. So this is kind of like a combination of episodes. So after Taylor died, what happened was that we made since I don't think Rain's video posted or something, Rainbow wasn't able to like do a video. So then
I think it was
what happened, we had like
work.
Yeah. And so we did like, I think we did like a bit of a time skip, like
3 weeks.
And 3 weeks, yeah. And so I wrote it to be like, okay, Jin and Rain never really checked up, nor did Luna for obvious reasons, but they didn't really check up on Naomi. So like Kai was the only one truly there for her. And in a way, Kai was there for her. Like it's true, but she did also cause this pain for her. But Naomi didn't know that at the time. She couldn't have known that. And so it was this whole thing where Kai was using what she did, how this almost hurt Luna so much, and like got closer than she ever could have beforehand, and manipulated Naomi. And I watched this video on some therapist analyzing Rapunzel and Mother Gothel's relationship. And so I called back and I'm like, that's like stuff I'll use. So Kai would like make Naomi question her own decisions in her friends. So like with Rain and Jin like not really checking up, Kai would be like, are you sure they're like really your friends? Like they're not really checking up on you. Like are you sure you like they are your friends? And just like, and praising her for like what she likes. Like, oh, I love that you spend time with me. Like it's like this whole thing where like Kai was putting Naomi down, making her question her reality, and no one was really like unquestioning it. No one was like Rain wasn't really talking to Naomi, so there was no rebuttal for this. Naomi just thought, I'm a bad friend, or they're the bad friends, and I like something's happening here and Kai is right. And so that kept going. And then Rain finally did reach out to Naomi and said like, hey, I'm here for you. But there's still that seed of doubt. There's that seed of doubt in Naomi where it's just like, are they really my friends? Is this really happening? And it got to the point where even though the evidence was clear, like knowing that Jin could never do this, because Jin's not that kind of guy. Jin's not that type of character to do that. With all this evidence, Naomi still couldn't believe. until Kai said it to her face. That's when she was just like,
Yeah.
okay.
Obviously, we don't have to outright say why Luna and Naomi weren't on speaking terms, because Naomi was essentially putting the blame on Luna for everything.
Yeah. Like, Kai was just like, okay, the relationship with Luna is pretty much broken and done. Gotta break Naomi's relationship with Rain and Jin, and then she's fully 100% mine.
Well, mind you, even then, like, Kai still would have to deal with Luna, because knowing we both know Luna's character really well, and I know Naomi's character really well. If Luna, I feel like regardless, had Naomi and Luna not had the discussion at the grave, Luna would have eventually snapped out of it and begun realizing that, everyone has their monster to blame, even though there's a lack of evidence to support that Solar really did do it, aside from a few fingerprints and he said, she said.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Luna put it best in... I don't remember... I think it was actually in that conversation, is that if I don't do this, then who will?
Yeah.
That's essentially what Luna's sort of fixation turned on to. It turned less into, like, her trying to prove something, and more into if I'm not the one that does this, then who will? She felt obligated at that point to sort of keep on going. Because by that point, she had reached a point of no return. People thought she was, there were the school thought she was mentally unstable. Her friends were worried about her. Her brother was in jail, and everyone thought he was a crazy murderer. What did she have to lose at that point?
Yeah.
If Yandere was, I'm just gonna say it because why not? Like, if Yandere wasn't rated PG, I would even downright make the argument that people would probably think Luna was suicidal during that period. But because it's, PG, we couldn't really do that, so it wasn't real. So it's not really actually canonically, like,
Yeah, it's not
real. It's just like a headcanon.
Yeah.
But, like, if Yandere was, like, a little more mature, then yes, it probably would be the case. But it wasn't. It was just more like they just thought she was unhinged.
Yeah.
But, like,
and then
but yeah, by that point, what did Luna have to lose? So, like, even if she didn't have that conversation with Naomi, Luna would still be a problem, because eventually, sooner or later, which just happened to have ended up being sooner, Luna would continue being like, okay, I need to find the truth.
Yeah, what I was saying is Kai thought, like, Luna wouldn't be a problem as in, like, relationship wise with Naomi. Like, she thought that problem was kind of like there wasn't anything to fix. Like, it couldn't be fixed. Like, the relationship there.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't talk again. Like, nothing was gonna happen, because Naomi already thought, like, oh yeah, Luna's kind of caused this. So Kai was just like, okay, I don't need to worry about that. I need to worry about Jin and Rain. And then
it
what
fell
ended up
apart when Rain and Luna went to Kenji and got him to prove Solar's innocence.
Yeah.
Or you were saying?
Yeah. And then I'm gonna be honest, there was before, like, it's before Rain died, I know I added this in where there was, like, kind of like a love conflict between Naomi choosing Solar or choosing Kai. I'm gonna be honest, while Solar was in jail, I was with all of you who shipped Kai and Naomi. I was with you. Even though I knew what Kai did, I was with you all. I was just like, I want to see this happen, but I'm like,
well,
I can't.
That's actually funny, because I literally went into, like, a little rant/tangent about why I don't actually support the ship.
Really? Why don't you support it?
What it boils down to is why I don't personally support it in the way that other people seem to be obsessed with it. It's not because they're both female. It's because of Kai just being Kai's a terrible person. There are unfortunately people like Kai that I've had a personal experience with and currently have to deal with, and as a result, those types of people just give me bad memories. And
Like I am
it's
like
not even just like personal experience. It's just the whole. She's a sociopath. She's a stalker. She's emotionally manipulative. She's a murderer. She killed confirmed 2, possibly 3 people. Also,
hurt a bunch of people.
Yeah, attacked
There were a
bunch
bunch
of
of attacks.
people.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying I condone Kai's actions at all. Like, if you are in that kind of relationship, get out
Yeah,
whatever way you
get
can.
the fuck out in any way you can. Like, no.
Yeah. I don't condone it at all. But if Kai wasn't like that, if Kai wasn't manipulative, wasn't a stalker, wasn't a murderer, if that was all taken out, I would totally 100% want Kai and Naomi to get together. But Kai is who she is, and she is
The
not a
reason
cool
why
person.
I went into that rant and tangent is that it felt like how people were like presenting it to me is that they didn't care that Kai was a terrible person. They didn't care that Kai did all these things. They just wanted the ship to happen because, oh, it's 2 ladies. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Like, it's a this is probably gonna get me in some hot water, but screw it. There is no difference between a man and a woman being together or a man and a man and a woman and a woman. At the end of the day, they're relationships. Gender doesn't matter. As long as both parties are happy and healthy and love the other person and aren't hurting the other person, then I don't care about that relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. Cause like I
sorry. So it wasn't the ship itself that like had me pissy. It was just like, you know, they're like, oh my god, like this super cool edgy character with this sweet good character. I love it. I'm like, no, that's fucking wrong. You shouldn't be shipping those 2 types of people together. So
Yeah.
So like, I myself personally don't condone the ship, but that's my opinion. People are entitled to their own ships because at the end of the day, they're fictional characters. They're not real. It doesn't affect anything outside of like that fandom or that story or whatever. But
yeah.
I myself personally will never in a million years condone that ship or any other ship like it.
Yeah, I get that. And like I wanted, cuz like I am, as I hope most of you know, am bisexual. So I want and then Naomi is
and we love you
and then
regardless.
Exactly.
And then Naomi is pansexual. And so I like, cuz like I haven't dated anyone, but I do know I'm bi. It's just like this thing where like,
I mean, I feel like the 3 AM conversations we would have together have shown me.
dang it, I broke that. I know, but we're not gonna talk about that on stream.
I'm not gonna talk about the
And
context.
so like, I wanted to.
Sure.
I always love like representing, you know, different communities in my characters and in other characters that I create. I do like that because like I want to make stories that, you know, people can relate to, and that's kind of my whole thing. What was I going with this? What were we talking about? Kai and okay, yeah.
We're talking about the Kai and Naomi ship.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest. I did like it if like Kai was a cool person. I would totally love it, but like also like she is actually
I'm just gonna
kind of
outright
bad.
say what the original plan was before Rainbow had to leave. Originally what was gonna happen is that Yandere would have gotten caught. Naomi and Solar would have decided because of like everything that's happened that they're better off just being separate for now and like dealing with their own personal problems.
Mm-hmm.
And Rain and Solar would have had their own little story about how they get back together. That was the original plan. But obviously, Rainbow left. Rain had to be killed off. So that's obviously not going to happen.
Yeah. I think I have a story idea because I know how I want to do things, but I'm not gonna tell that on street because that's kind of like spoilers.
The reason why I like the Solar and Naomi ship is because how I can kind of see it play out is that when Solar, like just based off of like the first time they spoke like one-on-one, is that Naomi kind of keeps Solar in line and out of trouble. You kind of notice he kind of stopped doing as much bullying and delinquent activity versus before, after he got together with Naomi.
Yeah.
So basically, in other words, like if that were to like play out more, you know, Naomi is basically like keeping Solar out of trouble, and Solar is returning it by just simply being there emotionally in a genuine, healthy way. Like there's a clear difference between like Kai and Solar. Like I'm pretty sure you wrote this intentionally, but like the way they talk to Naomi when comforting her is polar opposite of each other.
Yeah.
Like as Kai's dialogue has like an undertone of like malicious intent and manipulation, or however you want to describe it. Solar's is just like comes from like a genuine sense of like, I care about this person, and I just want to make, like, I care about this person, and I just want them to know, like, even if they don't want to talk about it, I'm there if they need me.
Yeah.
Like she gives, like he gives Naomi space when she needs and wants it. You know.
Yeah.
He listens to her.
Yeah. And the relationship is based off of friendship. It's not something the series stole, but it has been it's been told and shown that like they were on the basketball team together, that they were good friends.
They were
and
buddy.
Yeah, they were buddies. And then there's just this one moment where Solar is coincidentally outside bullying Victor Timothy, victim. It's a whole joke. And then she's just like, "Hey, no, get out of here, kid. So why are you doing this?" And then they talk, and then they're just like, "You want to hang out?" And then they like hang out as friends.
Yeah, like
and then
even
Naomi's
a
just
date.
like,
It was just like two friends hanging out.
Yeah, it's just two friends hanging out. They talked. I think they went to go get smoothies, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that episode.
Yeah. And then Naomi's just like, maybe I like this guy. And then asked Rain for advice. She ended up asking him out, which I always love to do that. Always love to do that. And then they went out, and it worked out.
And then like, and then for Luna and Cyrus, which I tried to do, it wasn't like one of them asked out the other. It was more like they kind of mutually came to the agreement. Because you know, you hear, like, you know, in stories where it's like it's the guy making the move and making it official. Like in both instances, it wasn't the case. It was either both parties making it official, or it was the girl making the move.
Yeah.
Because like both sides for the Luna and Cyrus ship, like they were both making moves on the other. Like especially in the gaming, I don't remember what episode. Let me actually look for the episode. But like the episode where like freaking, I think it was episode 21. Yeah, it was episode 21. Like in the beginning in the gaming club room where they were like where they were alone, and then all of a sudden Cyrus just like walks up to Luna and just like grabs her by the waist and just like pulls her closer to him. Like, I fangirled when I wrote that scene.
Nice. Yeah. It's always nice to like write scenes like that. I don't know.
And then like Luna, and then like in a previous episode, Luna kissed Cyrus on the cheek and ran off. Like they were both making moves on the other. It wasn't just like one person. It wasn't just like one or the other. It was just they were both making subtle hints.
Yeah.
Some of them subtle, some of them were outright obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
okay.
with the Naomi and Solar ship, like, you know, like the way they talk to Naomi, it's like it's polar opposite.
Yeah, like
Odd.
Kai's always like whenever Kai is comforting her, she's always just like as well.
She's bringing up other people.
Yeah, like sorry, I got distracted for a second. But Kai
No,
is
you're
like
fine.
just like being like, "Oh, but are you in the right frame of mind? Like are you really making the best choice with your friends?" Like, and always like praising herself like, "You know, I've always been there for you. I'm always here for you." And then
Solar.
and then Solar's just like, "Hey, I'm here for you. You don't have to talk about it, but like I'm here. Like if you want to have a good time, that's also cool with me." Like Solar's like pretty cool.
He's more like go with the flow and just like it's more like a hey, like if you want to talk about it, cool. If you just want me to just simply sit next to you and we just sit in silence, that's fine too. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like as long as you know I'm there for you.
Yeah.
Is basically what he does.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you're talking to Missy in the fucking chat, by the way.
I am 100% doing that as well. And but yeah, like, and then why is that bigger? Okay, and then Nico has one scene, but she'll be back.
Technically,
They'll be back. Yeah, they both.
two scenes because they had one scene
Right.
each with both POVs. They had the scene with Naomi, and then they had the scene with Luna.
Yeah.
Where they were like, they weren't fully like in support of Solar being innocent, but they were also like, you know, if you can prove it, you know, good luck.
Yeah, Nico. I like Nico. I created.
Neutral on the matter.
I wanted to create some band members because, like, when Taylor died, I always had it that Taylor was in the band, kind of like lead singer type of stuff. And if you look in her house, there's like a guitar there. Oh, Taylor, I forgot I left this NPC here. Wait a second.
Now we saw that on the tour.
I forgot I left. Oh, Taylor, you're so beautiful. Okay. It's so... I love this house. I do. I love this little tiny apartment. Super cute. But what was I saying? Taylor. Right. Okay, the band. So I wanted to create like some people so it wasn't like there were other people affected by her death. And so then I'm like, hey, Nico, also in the band, writes music, you know. I picture Nico as kind of like the lead guitarist, you know? Yeah. So, you know, more characters coming soon because there's more to the band than just the lead guitarist. Whoop whoop.
Yeah, it just grows. It's like you know, starts from something. It just keeps evolving and growing.
And don't worry, Azumi, Sora, and Duncan will return.
Yeah.
The only reason they didn't show, the only reason why those three didn't stop showing up as much is just because story, there was no, they didn't really fit in the story. Like, I know Azumi and Sora showed up for like a brief cameo and after Cyrus like, at least Azumi and Sora aren't here, and then it just flashes them across the street spying on the date.
I love that scene. What would you like to order, Mom?
Oh, almost here. Would you like yourself a pizza pie?
Oh yeah, we talked about Butler Man briefly. Or like the
Butler.
Or like we were talking
about
episode 22.
From my recollection, I was sitting right here. You were sitting over there. You and Kai, or no, you and Jin. Yeah, you and Jin or Solar. I forgot.
So Sox was playing.
You were sitting over there. Luna was sitting like right here ish. I think I had like the cola in my hand, Creeper Cola, and then you just start, you know, having that mustache.
You want to know how I introduced it, Butler Man?
Yeah, Butler Man.
No. You want to know how? No, in the stream. You want to know how I introduced him music?
How?
I was talking about episode 23, and before I even started, like, oh, by the way, in episode 23, we got introduced the best character in the entire series, Butler Man.
Butler Man. Okay, 3 top characters for me. Okay, it's got to be Bully.
Random bully.
Victim. His name Victor Timothy, and then Butler Man.
Yeah.
Best characters right there.
Iconic.
I swear.
I know. Yeah. Iconic. There's no. There's no competition.
Wouldn't it just be funny if we just reenacted that scene again?
No, not now at least.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
I like
yeah,
that scene a
but
lot.
Butler Man, best character in Yandere, in my
No,
opinion.
Oh my god.
Butler Man.
Bully though. Bully.
And then Victor v. Victim.
That's like first episode things right there. Bully.
Random Bully, he's been around since he was around since the start.
Random
Yeah.
bully. Best character
Bully,
ever.
Best character since the start of the Yandere series.
And he's been here since the start, man.
He is the mastermind.
He's
Exactly.
truly
he's secretly the mastermind. Yeah, Kai was just a pawn in the plan. The bully was secretly the mastermind the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys are giving me ideas for season 2.
Yeah,
Oh
guys.
no.
Guys, watch out. Random bully.
He's gonna make
Watch
his
Guys,
out
watch
for
out for that.
random bully.
He's gonna make his comeback in season 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Random Bully,
yeah.
he's making his comeback. You gotta be careful, guys. Bullying's
But,
no joke. Especially this one.
But yeah, in terms of the Cyrus and Luna ship, there was a lot more I wanted to do with it, but just because of time, I wasn't able to do everything I wanted to. Cause originally, actually, I can't even say what I was originally gonna do about
So
that
wait.
without spoiling season. I would spoil season 2. But like in terms of season 2, we do have some ideas. Well, not like ideas in terms of like we have certain scenes we want to add in.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms
It's
of
only
like,
good.
but in terms of like where we're gonna go, we don't have anything yet because again we're gonna be taking a break from Yandere, and we're gonna start a production probably late February, early March is when we're gonna start actually like producing season 2.
Yeah.
So we're taking the rest of December off. January is not even in the equation, and then the first half of February is also sort of off the table.
Yeah.
So either at the end of February, beginning of March, most likely is when we're gonna start working on season 2.
Yonder. Yeah, season 2.
Well, like I say, what I mean by work on season 2, I mean like full on, like we're actually like producing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not gonna
We'll
stop-
have things written beforehand, I would assume, right?
I would assume we'd have at least half the series. I would assume we would at least have a few episodes written, but like in terms of like actually like getting things done, that's when we would start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's sort of where we're at, and I'm gonna say this again since music wasn't here for the joke. But y'all are probably wondering, like, is Luna dead or alive? Yeah, I'm not gonna say. I know the answer, but like, I'm not gonna tell you guys. Right, music? Like, we're just not gonna say if Luna's dead or not.
Yeah, we're not gonna say.
You know, maybe
That you'll have to figure it out.
Maybe-
I guess.
Maybe it turns into just my POV, y'all.
exactly. You know, maybe she is, maybe she's not. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe
That's why watching other people's
Naomi
POVs
runs
are
away
boring.
with Kai.
Who knows?
Well, who knows?
No.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Season 2 just be Naomi living with Kai.
I would not.
What the heck?
No, please, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay, too soon of a joke.
No.
No.
I think-
literally went on my tangent about why I don't condone the
He
shit.
literally went on a
know,
15-minute
but it's-
tangent about.
I
I'm
literally
sorry,
went
I'm
on
sorry.
a 15-minute tangent about why I despise that ship with a burning passion.
Yes, but this is my cliffhanger, Izzy.
Why do you think?
This is my
I literally
cliffhanger.
just finished a 15-minute tangent about why I hate that ship with the fury of 1,000 suns.
Sorry, but it's my cliffhanger.
Too bad. I can still trash it.
No.
Yes.
We're all allowed to have our own opinions.
I was kidding.
But yeah.
Mhm.
And then
I already
Yeah.
showed them the 10 million thinking holes that,
Ah,
that
yes.
accumulated over the course of season
never-
1.
Thank you. I really needed a lot of time to think. It was either because these guys were being idiots.
No. It was because of no. About 90% of those holes were my fault.
Yeah,
No.
I'd agree with that.
It was either because I said something perverted, I did something stupid, or a combination of the two.
Yeah.
Hey, at least I accept it.
But yeah.
Um,
And then for like, oh my god, okay, guys, the latest episode, like the season finale.
Yeah, what about it?
Luna, don't die on me.
I loved, like, so Jin gave me the idea to like do a previously on, and I was just like, yeah, sure. I've never done one before, and I don't really know what I should include or not.
Wait a
but
second, who gave you the idea?
Dang it! Jay, you gave me the idea. Jay. This is gonna keep
Yeah.
going, okay? I swear. We'll get to like
Can we just
end
like
of
not
we'll get to end of
care about
February.
what we're being called because we're talking about
Yeah.
Yandere. Slip ups are gonna happen. I don't
All right, Luna.
We're
care.
gonna get to February, and I'm gonna start calling you Jay, and then we'll start up Yandere, and then I'm gonna revert. It's what's gonna happen. But what was I saying? Right, previously on, and once I like watched that countdown and I watched it, I was just like, I love the previously on. Oh my god, I was just like, that's like that scene, that like previously on, probably my favorite part in the last episode. Same with the fight between Kai and Naomi, and just like that whole scene where it's just like, there's this story about Apollo and this beautiful maiden. And I looked that up, like, hey, what stories, what Greek tragedies are about love? And I looked it up. I'm like, this kind of works. I changed a few details, but you know, it worked in the end. Like, I think it's pretty cool.
While we're talking about the finale, I had actually written this into the script. I even recorded my lines for this scene, thinking I was gonna do it, but I ended up not adding it due to time constraints because, as I explained earlier, before music showed up, Sunday was a freaking mess for me. I had an ambulance at my house for me because of my sugar, and I just kind of had a depressive episode afterwards because of something that happened after the ambulance left. So I essentially didn't start working on the cinematics and editing until like 10 p.m. at night on Sunday. But there was a scene where after Kai left, it wasn't supposed to just like immediately jump to like Naomi's point of view. It was supposed to have a scene where Luna is just like, so this is how I die, huh? Like, I guess it could be worse. And I guess in the end, I really did keep my promise to Naomi. And then she sort of like has her life flash between her eyes. She gets a scene between her, Rain, and Solar when they were younger. She gets a scene between the four main people of the group. And then she gets a scene of like Azumi, Sora, Duncan, and Cyrus and her. And then she gets like Cyrus kissing her on the cheek. Like her whole life flashes before her eyes, and everything like and like every like significant person in her life sort of like pops into her head, and then she realizes like no, she can't die. If she were to now, like so many people would like become heartbroken, and like it would cause more pain than that's already like been happening in the last 3 months. So she tries to like fight like the urge to like pass out from blood loss, but ultimately she just kind of collapses to the floor, and it just is, it just kind of passes out from blood loss essentially.
But only you can tell what will happen next.
But I didn't record those cinematics because, again, like by the time I had gotten to that scene, it was already like 12 o'clock it was already midnight, almost like 12:30, and I just realized like if I want to have this done in time, I can't add this.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll reuse the scene. In the future if it allows it. And that's a big if, but there was supposed to be an extra scene with Luna before Kai leaves, or after Kai leaves to go confront Naomi, but time didn't pan out, so the scene never happened. That's also why Luna is laying down on the ground when Jin finds her, is because she was supposed to like go from sitting down to like laying on her back in between those two moments.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out, unfortunately. So it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I will say this about season 2 though, because I feel like we're just at the point where I think we're about done with the after party.
Yeah, because it's getting kind of late and I have to go to work tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so I will say this about season 2. I'm only gonna say 2 things about season 2 because otherwise I would be giving away too much. Trying to think. How do I say this without being the mysterious person to some capacity. The mysterious guy will come back. The faceless man, he'll come back. You will find out by the end of episode 1 or the beginning of episode 2 if Luna is dead or alive. And season 2 is going to be 10 episodes shorter than season 1. It's going to be 15 episodes instead of 25.
Yeah.
And those are the only 3 things I'm going to leave you with. So, thank you guys for coming to this after party. It didn't really go exactly as I was hoping because music was unfortunately had to arrive so late. But we still had fun nonetheless. We talked about some behind the scenes stuff. We talked about the episodes. We gave our opinions on certain things and sort of revealed details that were left out for whatever reason. So I think we had fun tonight. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for watching, and check out everyone in the description below that I listed. And yeah, thanks for watching and have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.